see. Oh boy, getting all plugged in here. Yikes. Oh, it's not. No. Let's see. All right. Is this working? I don't know. Let's see. Oh, it's working. Yay. Okay. Wow. Am I going to need glasses? I'm going to probably need some glasses because I can't see a damn thing. Okay. Hi, everyone. Welcome. I've never done a live on YouTube before, so I apologize. This is so weird for me. Welcome, 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 everybody who's here. I don't know how many people are here. Oh my gosh, there's at least 40 of you here. That's awesome. Maybe, let's see. How many are you here? Yeah. Hi, everybody. Wow. Hi from Australia. Let's see. So let's welcome everybody. If you're new to my channel, thank you for showing up today. My guest bedroom / office here. Thank you for showing up. Welcome. This is Spiritual Growth Journeys. I'm Kimberly Palm. Let's see. I've never done this before. It says, welcome to live chat. Remember to guard your privacy and abide by our community guidelines. Okay. So today I actually have an important message for you all from Yeshua. I'm going to ask you to, this is Q&A with me live, and I'm going to ask you to please put your questions, use what we call cryptic language so that I don't get booted off YouTube. So if you want to ask about a guy named J.E. who has an island who does terrible things to kids and is part of MOSAD, and they released his list, use the word J.E., okay? Please don't say his name because it can get me booted off of YouTube. So today I am going to answer your questions, and you're going to get to ask me anything you want to ask except for financial system, financial industry questions, okay? I don't know squat about it. I don't want to know about it. It's not my focus in my life right now. My focus is that the universe is providing me with all I need. And I may not have what I want, but I have what I need. And I don't know anything about financials. Plus, I could get sued by people with attorneys if I start giving people financial advice when I know jack shit about the financial industry. I don't know anything about it. So don't ask me those kind of questions. So before we get going, we are going to protect you all and protect myself. We're going to call in. So I call in Mother, Father, Adonai, Abun, Prime Creator Consciousness. I call upon Yeshua Christ, Mary Magdalene, Mother Mary, Saint Germain, Melchizedek, and all my other Ananda family. I call in all of the energy of the Ananda family, Sananda, Yeshua, to help me and assist me to answer everyone's questions today. I call forth Archangel Michael to place protection around myself, my computer, my electronics, my Wi-Fi, and every person who watches this video, either live or the replay. I ask you to place protective bubbles around them always, everywhere they go, and protect their families and neighbors and friends as well as my own. We ask that this entire video is guided by unconditional love. We do not consent to interference from any darkness, any entities, any negativity, anything satanic or malevolent. We do not consent. We do not consent. We do not consent. We only consent to the highest frequency of love and light of Christ coming through this video now. Thank you in the name of Yeshua. And so it is done. All right. So, okay. So I guess what we're going to do is first I'm going to, first of all, can you guys all see me okay and hear me okay? Can somebody put a little comment in the comment section and let me know if you can see and hear me okay? Yes. Okay. Awesome. Awesome. Just making sure. All right. So first, what I want to do is go over the message. It's a really important message. And then I'm going to start taking your questions. So I came to my brother yesterday, and I was breaking down and just bawling my eyes out about finding out some of the more of the stuff that has gone on to children, to little ones, to the little ones on this planet, that they've been actually doing for thousands of years, but we're just finding out about it now. And I was just upset. And so, and they told me that they understand how upset I am, and they understand what's going on here. Cause I asked them, I'm like, do you guys even know about all these atrocities going on? And they're like, of course we do. We totally understand it. So they had some more messages for me. And so I wanted to read this to you. So first of all, they said, I wonder if I can record this. Am I able to record this, or does it just, how does this work? I've never done this before. So I wonder if this just goes, you know what? I think it actually just gets put up on my channel the way it is. I don't think I have to record it. I think it just goes up. Okay. So first thing they said is humans who see or know family members or neighbors or somebody or anyone that's doing vile things to little ones or to anyone, and they don't do anything about it, are going to be dealt with. They will also be leaving this earth because they are complicit. So what does that mean? That means any celebrities who knew that another celebrity was doing something bad to little ones and didn't try to do something about it, didn't make an attempt, that they just went along with it. They just, they went along with it, even though they didn't partake of it. Like, let's say they went over to said island and they watched the stuff going on. They didn't partake in it, but they didn't rat it out. They didn't try to stop it. They knew about it. They didn't report it. They are all going down. Okay. So and this happens at home here too. Okay. So any person who, so any kind of person, so let's say that you are a neighbor to somebody who is doing terrible things to children in their house, and you know that that person is doing it and you don't report it to the police. That makes you complicit. Okay. Hello, everybody who's saying hi. Hello. I want to acknowledge you and thank you all for being here today. I really, really, really appreciate you all being here today. It's awesome to have you here. So anyone Yeshua wants everybody to know that anybody who is complicit to acts against the innocent ones on this planet, to any innocent being, it could be an adult, it could be even wife abuse. Okay. Somebody's beating their wife and other family members know that they are beating the wife, and the other family members are not stopping it. They're not reporting it. They're not doing anything about it. They are complicit in it. They are involved in it. They are perpetrating. They are helping perpetrate it. So what does that mean? That means that they are going bye-bye. They're leaving here. Okay. So when what they call the Great Purification or the Great Solar Flash or the Ascension event, whatever you want to call it, when it happens, anybody who fits that category where they are complicit to knowing about bad things going on to innocent beings on this planet, and they're not doing anything at all about it. And this includes the medical industry. So he wanted you to know that anyone who went along with or didn't stop someone doing bad things in the medical industry, like let's say, for example, a physician knew that a certain pokey was bad. They knew it was bad, and they still went along and gave it to their patients. That doctor's out of here. They're done. They're leaving. Okay. So if anybody who followed orders that were evil, so if somebody above them gave them orders, they wanted you to know that, let's say you're at a job and they told you to do something that was really horrific and you were worried about losing your job. I'm not talking about going and getting one yourself. I'm talking about harming other people. Okay. If you harm other people because somebody told you to, somebody paid you to do it, somebody is forcing you to harm other people, you're out of here, because we all have free will. You have the free will to stand up. And even if that means you are Obi-Wan Kenobi and you get struck down by Darth Vader, we're more powerful. There is no such thing as death. We are more powerful when we are in spirit form. And so what does that mean? That means, let's say some gangster tells you, go and murder your wife. Go murder your wife. Go take her out right now. And you love your wife. And just because the gangster said, if you don't murder her, I'll murder you, I would get my wife to safety. And then I would say, fine, take me out if that's what you want to do. I'll be martyred. And guess what? First class ticket to what we call heaven or whatever. And I'm more powerful there, where I can take that person, that mobster out, and I can have him what we call recycled back to source. So anyone on this planet who either went along with something, okay, like for example, doctors who knew that the hokey pokey is gonna kill people and then they still pushed it anyways, those doctors are going to be out of this. They're going to be erased. They're gone. Okay. So when the event happens, all those people go to the same place that the narcissists, the murderers, the rapers, the pedos, the thieves, the drug dealers, the traffickers, the mean people who are mean, people who are nasty, people who are judgmental, people who are hateful, they're all out of here. They're gone. They're out of here. Okay. There's a third density planet. Some people call it Nibiru. That's the name they've given it, is Nibiru, but it's a 3D planet that's like Earth. And they will all be reincarnated, because what will happen is their physical body will go bye-bye, and then their soul will be reincarnated on that Nibiru. And they will get to play out their dystopian nightmares there, their nuclear wars there, whatever they want to do to kill each other and unalive each other and harm each other, they will get to do it over there. So he wants you to know, though, that the people, any family members, you know, who know about this stuff, like, let's say I have friends who were victims of SRA, where the mother knew that the father was doing stuff to the child over and over again, bad things, including pimping the child out to other people. That mother, knowing that the father was doing it and not calling the police, not getting somebody involved, not going on the late night news with it, whatever it takes, not putting an end, taking their kid out of there and running away and hiding and going into witness protection, whatever it takes. I mean, if it was my child, I would do whatever it takes to protect them. If the mother goes along with it, then they are complicit 100%. It's if that mother did the crime. It's basically like that mother did the crime. And so that mother they're out of here. They're gone. Okay. So I just wanted you all to understand that. So now for some kind of positive news from him that he gave me. This is some positive stuff. All of the new souls that are coming in now, this is what he said. He said, all of the new souls that are coming in now are all star seeds, every one of them. There aren't any human souls coming in anymore. All the new little babies coming into this earth now are all star seeds and will be the future leaders of the golden age. Ooh, my whole crown chakra just started like ding-a-ling. That's so cool. So this is like cool to me. I find it very cool because I'm hoping for grandbabies someday. So those grandbabies are going to be star seeds. I'm excited about that. But basically, he said that all of the new babies coming in every one of them are star seeds, and they are all going to be the future leaders of the golden age. He also said heaven will be restored to earth very soon. It's coming. We're closer. We're getting closer and closer to that happening. People who are elderly or sick right now. I have a lot of clients that are like in their 70s, even 80s, or even younger, and maybe have like cancer or something. They've been diagnosed with cancer. And they're worried that they're not going to be alive for when the event happens. He told me to tell all of you that you absolutely will. Everybody, whether you're really old right now, like 80s, whatever, you will be here for the event. unless there's one unless, and that's unless your soul already has an agreement to be out of here. So I've had several friends who have left in the last 6 years. I've had family. I've lost like 6 family members to the pokey, and they were all really good people, by the way. The family that I lost, they weren't bad people. They were all very loving, good people, and they're all gone now. And I've lost a lot of friends to the big C. And the thing is that they thought they were going to be here for the event, and then they left. Well, the reason why, he said, is because they had it in their, what we call their soul plan or their life contract, that it was time for them to leave. And that's why they left. So that would be the only thing that would prevent you from being here. If your soul has already agreed before it came in to leave, then you're gonna leave. You have to go by your soul contract. But if your soul has decided it wants to be here and experience all this, it doesn't matter how elderly you are, how sick you are, you will be here for that event. So I just wanted to point out some good stuff. Some other things, just some announcements. I have created these, and don't screenshot these, please, because this is my unique art. It's kind of shiny anyways, but these are pictures that Miriam helped me create of her, of how she looked 2,000 years ago, the Magdalene. And so she actually helped me create these herself. It's kind of shiny because there's a line down the middle here. So I've got it in plastic. So that's why it looks weird. It doesn't really look like that. And this is the other one. But anyways, these are pictures she helped me design, and we are offering both of them. If you want them, you can get both of them for $33, and you just basically send me to either PayPal or to Square, which is down below in the description. You'll find it. My PayPal or my Square, you just send me 33 USD, and then make sure you include in there your email address and a note, because if you don't include your email address, I won't know where to send these. But basically, I email you the PNG, the actual print, and then you can have it printed on paper at home. You can print it on cardstock. You can print it on a t-shirt, whatever. You're just not allowed to resell it or give it out to people. If you have people who want them, you buy them one for them or whatever, because this is my copyrighted art. It's signed and dated, and it's copyrighted art that was created by Miriam and myself. So if you want those, all you have to do is just go to the links below, and then in the message say 2 pics of Mary Magdalene, and then here's my email and my name. Put your name, your email, all that in there, because I won't know who you are. And then I will email you the copies, and then you can print them for free at home or on your own printer, and then frame them. Or you can print, if you have like a photo printer that you can put in an 8x10. So this one is 8x10, and the other pic is 8x8. You can also have them printed onto these canvas, like wall, 3D wall canvas, like kind of things. Like I've got one behind me here on the wall. That's like a 3D canvas art of an angel. So that's the kind of stuff you can do. So all right. So that's about it. So I guess we're going to go to your questions. We're going to just jump right in and go to your questions. So I guess I'm going to go up to the top, and I'm going to just start my way down, go all the way down. And see, let's see, do I see better with or without my glasses? I almost think I see better without them. Let's see. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to read these. They're over on the side of my computer, so if I'm looking weird, that's why. All right, questions. So let's just know, first of all, I just wanted to say hi to some of you guys. We've got Marina Media, we've got Lucy Fiore, we got Ananda Family. Oh, Ananda Family Official. We have my sister, Medium Mikala, my soul sister, Medium Mikala here. Welcome, sister. So glad you made it on. We have Nina Frassinelli. It looks like Nina Frassinelli, very nice Italian name. Fiona Anderson. Hi, Fiona. Her and I have been kind of what do you want to call it? Chatting online on the email. We've got somebody named EHM. Kelsey Cook, welcome. Cindy Nichols, Terry Rash. Hi, Terry. Clayton. Oh, my buddy Clayton down in Ireland. I think I'm going to get to see Clayton this year sometime. Let's see. Renee, love it. Welcome on board the train here, the train to Ascension, the Ascension train. Maria, Francisca, Peter Reamer, welcome, welcome. Alvin Thai, or Thai, I guess. It depends on how you want to pronounce it. Jamie Ward, Nina again. Let's see. Julie Meyer, welcome, welcome. Cecilia Booth, Nicole Campbell, River Ungoldens. Let's see, who am I? Raymond. Oh, Melanie Bolton. Welcome, Melanie. Estella Escoto. Carlos Sousa. So Carlos is the one who makes this wonderful Organite stuff. That's one he sent me. You can get this from Carlos. And I think I might have a link to his products on my website. If not, you can go to my Facebook page. But he's on Etsy. And he makes all this amazing Organite stuff, just incredible. And he's the one who made my Ankh that I have, and a bunch of other things. And if you want to buy all of his Organite, which helps protect you, and his Ankhs, according to Yeshua, help to, how do I want to say, balance all your chakras. That's what, and protect you. They protect you from entities, from negative energy entities. They help heal your body because of eternal life. That's what the Ankh represents. And he puts, I don't have it with me because it actually broke taking a hit. I was actually, I got to tell you all this story. I keep the Ankhs on the side of my bed at night to protect me when I'm not wearing it during the day. And while I was sleeping, I was attacked by some entities, and the Ankh actually took the hit for me so that my body wouldn't get harmed. The Ankh took the hit. So I woke up in the morning, the Ankh was cracked into 2 pieces, and then one of the pieces was cracked into multiple pieces. And so it got broken, and it's not Carlos's fault because he builds these things pretty damn heavy duty. It's because Yeshua told me that it took a huge hit for me so that I wouldn't be unalived, because I could have been unalive. So it took all the energy on so that I'm still here. Yay. So anyways, thought I'd share that. All right. Okay. Nina, let's see. Tyler. Hi, Tyler. Welcome. Susan. Trying to see if there's anyone else we want to recognize. Carol Allred. Hi, Carol. How's it going? Carol came to my women's retreat. Cynthia Hernandez. Michelle Ellen. Hello. Sir Lorena. Welcome. Angie. Linda Cross. Free Spirit. Welcome, welcome. Beach Life. Steve Sutton. Welcome, welcome. Nicole Antoinette, welcome. Joanne Wagner. Just wanted to kind of notice all you guys. Michelle Aubrey. Okay, so let's get into the questions. Michelle Aubrey, we're going to take yours first. Yours is the first one I can see here. Judicial system lets them go, even operations that arrest them know this. Okay, yes, the judicial system is letting bad guys go like crazy. Why are they doing that? Because they're all bad. They're all bad. Sorry, I'm going to take my coat off because I'm getting hot now. Because the sun is shining in my window here. I'm sweating profusely. I've got this sun coming in here. It's cold. It's only 30 degrees outside, but with the sun beating in the window, it feels like 100 degrees. Nasty. Okay, so here's the scoop. It's all of them. All right. Any of you who think that there are good judges, what Yeshua told me in 2019, he told me this. He said 98% of all the politicians in our country and possibly in other countries, all of the judges, 98% of them, and the whole judicial system, all the politicians and all of the people of importance, all the world leaders, 98% of all of them are corrupt. And he said, quote unquote, sold their soul to Satan. That's what he said. He told me that. So why do you keep seeing catch and release, catch and release? You know, they get these people who are raping hundreds of women over and over again. They've done all kinds of crimes, or maybe they've had 5,000 DUIs, you know, where they've hit and run and killed people, you know, unalived people with their car, did manslaughter with their car, that kind of thing. And then they get caught and release, caught and release, caught and release. What type of a judge would do that? A corrupted one who sold their soul. So you have to understand that all of the systems, this entire planet is run by pedo-cannibal Satanists. That's who runs this whole planet. And the ones at the top are not human. They're reptoids that shapeshift or wear human skins. There's a movie called They Live where he puts on these glasses and he can see them. Well, guess what? I have those glasses built in. They're built in. I was born with them. So any person I look at, I can tell you they have a demon in them. I can tell you if they're an angel, if they're a starseed, if they're a reptoid. Now, keep in mind that there's people walking around who are human body. Their avatar is actually a human body, but their soul is a reptoid or a demon or an NPC. They have no soul at all. And there's a lot of them. I want to say like 35% or more of the humans on this earth are NPCs. They don't even have a soul. Originally, it was only 15%. And what happened is after the pokey that they took, that removed their soul. That ended their they basically signed a contract that their soul goes bye-bye into a black box somewhere, captured by the AI gods and whatnot. So, but basically the people at the top who are running everything are sadistic, evil Satanists. They worship Baal, Belial, Moloch, Baphomet, Satan and Lucifer, just like the Vatican does. The Vatican has been sacrificing and eating and drinking the blood of little ones for almost 2,000 years. And so this isn't a new thing. It's just that we're finding out because the apocalypse means unveiling of the truth. Okay. It means unveiling of the truth. So we are just finding out now how corrupt this earth has been for several thousand years since the reptoids took it over. Okay. It's all coming to the surface now. We are here for this event to reveal, because could you imagine if all of us light warrior, starseed people, if we hadn't showed up now, the earth would just keep going with humans' heads in the sand, being totally in a slave matrix, caught in a slave matrix where you work 40, 60 plus hours of your week, your whole life until it's time for you to die, and you get no enjoyment, no happiness, they take away your health by poisoning the food, the water, the air, the sky. They spray chemtrails over my house every single day. They're trying to kill us. They think we're cockroaches. They hate us. They hate humans. They want to murder and eat as many of us as they can. So that is what our planet's run by. So that is why all the perpetrators out there have not been unalived, haven't been executed or blah, blah, blah. I know they keep saying that, a bunch of these people are already gone and then they went to get Mo and that they were gotten rid of. I want to see proof. I want proof of that. Until I see proof, I don't just believe. Just because a bunch of people have posted stuff on social media saying that all of these, a whole bunch of bad guys have already been taken out, just because they say that doesn't mean it's true. Does not mean it's true. I want the proof. And I want the news taken down. I want the big pharma taken down. I want the mainstream media needs to all go, and they need to put the truth out, and they need to rip off the Band-Aid. Everybody needs to just see the truth already, because we're just going to keep flailing about for another 20, 30, 40, 100 years if they just keep dripping it like they are, because there are people that are under such deep mind control that the drip will never wake them up. You could drip it for 500 years. That person will be dead long before they stop dripping. They have to have a near-death experience. Anybody who is not awake right now at this point, after all this stuff has been going on, especially after those files were released from JE, anybody who's not awake at this point, they need a near-death experience. It's the only way. So, okay, so let's go back to the questions here. Judicial. Okay, Uric 44. You said that Jesus. Don't say that J word. It's Yeshua, not Jesus. Jesus means Hail Zeus. It also means Lucifer. If you go to the gematrix.org, you punch in the word Jesus, then you write down the numbers, and then go back, punch in the word Lucifer into gematrix.org, and you're going to see it's the same numbers. The name Jesus was actually created by the Rothschild family. They rewrote the Bible. They rewrote it. It was called the Schofield Bible, I believe. They rewrote it in like the 1800s or something like that. And when they did that, they changed his name to the J character. His name has always been Yeshua. You can also call him Emmanuel. You can call him Christ, but don't call him that filthy J word. So it says, you have said that Jay and Mary met in Monopore. Did she first marry John? No. Did she marry John the Baptist? No, she was never married, and she was only 16 when they met. She was only 16 when they met. She was 18 when they were married, and no, she wasn't married to John the Baptist. Sorry, I'm sorry. That's funny. I don't know who's spreading that information, but whoever they are, they need to pull their head out of there. If you go back and you look at the history, that's not even possible. That's not even possible, because John the Baptist never even went up to where she lived. So how could they have even met? He never visited that region. So, okay. Question. Out-of-body experience. Does stress and anxiety prevent you from experiencing this, or do out-of-body experiences just happen anyway and we don't remember? Are they linked to your soul mission? Thank you for that question. Oh my God. My favorite kind of question are the spiritual questions. Keep the spiritual questions coming. All right. Let's answer this bit by bit. This is a multi-parted question. So out-of-body experiences. So every one of you is having them at night when you're sleeping, just so you understand. Okay. Some of you are having dreams, but most of you, or all of you, not maybe every single night, but a lot of the times you are actually leaving. You are leaving. Now, does stress and anxiety impact this? Yes, in a small way. And that is that the experiences you have, if you're really stressed out and anxious, could be a little bit more negative experience when you're having the out-of-body thing. It can give you a more negative experience because you have yourself, when you're stressed and anxious, you're in a lower frequency. So when you're in a lower frequency, then you can get pulled into what we call the lower astral, or the 4D, the demon realm, that kind of thing. So your out-of-body experiences could wind up going south really fast. They could be bad. If you want to have positive out-of-body experiences, you need to, first of all, before you meditate, or before you go to sleep every night, you have to ask Archangel Michael and your guardian angels to place you, and Father, Mother, God, to put you in a bubble of protection while you're sleeping, and place up protection around your etheric body, your astral body, your consciousness, your physical body, your emotional body, all the bodies, all the parts of you that I talk about in Ascension 101. You need to protect all those parts of you, so that when you're astraling, you still have that protection. It's not just stuck with your body, because then if you astral out and you say, oh, I only want my body protected, then you astral out, and your astral body is going to be attacked by entities, or maybe even trapped by entities. So that's really important to know, that you need to ask for that protection. But basically, astral traveling can be either on purpose, where you choose to sit in a meditation and astral travel. You can like force yourself to astral travel in meditation. Or it can be accidental astral travel, where you're meditating and you have no idea that that's what you're going to do. And all of a sudden, boom, you're astral traveling, and you don't have control over it, because the soul is going to do whatever the soul wants to do. And when you're sleeping, we don't have control either. I mean, some people do. I know of very few, very tiny amount of people who have control over astral travel at night when they're sleeping. And I know that I have minimal control myself, and I'm a pretty experienced, but I get sent wherever I get sent. And that's just the way it works. It's my agreement I have. So, but stress and anxiety isn't going to prevent you from experiencing the out of body. It's just going to make them more negative experiences because of you being in a low frequency. So that is why you really need, if you are stressed out right now and anxious and you think you're going to be astraling, you really need to do the protection prayer. And it's as simple as I call in Mother, Father, God, Archangel Michael, my guardian angels, to place a multi-layered, multi-dimensional shield of protection around my body, my mind, and my spirit. And you can go back and watch the replay to write that down. And then you want to make sure that you specify to them that that protection spans across all timelines, all space, because we travel into space, all places, all dimensions, all pocket universes, and parallel realities, and in this now moment. Okay. So that is what you need to do. I do it in the morning when I wake up. I do it before I get in the car, and I ask for the car to also have the same bubble placed around it. I ask for a 12D shield. I ask for 3 different shields. What I do is I do a shield of white diamond light from Father, Mother, God. I do a 12D shield from Archangel Michael. And then I do the Christos shield from Yeshua that is a seamless blue mirrored Merkaba. And what that does is that bounces when the attacks or energy comes at you, it bounces it right back to sender. It returns it to sender. And it's like a mirror. It reflects it off of you. It's like a reflective armor. So those are the 3 that I ask for. I highly recommend you all do the same. That is going to allow you to be able to astral or do whatever you want and be safe and protected. All right. Linda Cross, how can we send you a love offering for your time and energy? Oh, thank you. Well, my PayPal, it's paypal.me/Kimberly Palm 333. All one word, Kimberly Palm 333. Or you can also send me a love offering to buy me a coffee. I think it's HTTPS, whatever, buy me a coffee. But those are both going to be in the description below. But it's like buy me a coffee, and then it's /Kimberly Palm 333. So yeah, so that's how you can do that. Thank you. That's very kind of you. And so, yeah, just so you know, I don't monetize my channel. So any, offerings you want to give me, I am happy to accept. It helps my family to eat. So I don't have a day job. Let's see. All right. So let's see. Which questions have we not gotten? Michael Aubrey said, we never knew our powers. We were taught that we were powerless. Yes. So from the minute, or maybe that's Michelle. It's Michelle Aubrey. Sorry, Michelle Aubrey. Michelle Aubrey says, we never knew our powers. We're taught we are powerless. From the minute that we are born into the false matrix, you are literally mind controlled and brainwashed to think that you have no power at all. And that's all part of the enslavement program, because they keep you a docile, mind controlled slave by making you think you're a wimpy ass, stupid human who doesn't know anything and is weak, and you don't have any powers. So okay, let's see. 100. Michelle had said there were 111 watching. Now there's 142 watching. Welcome, everybody. Why are we all from different races and star systems and choose to come into human form here? Oh my gosh, that's like a big question. Oh, wow. So if you read Ascension 101, that will maybe help. But basically, I mean, there are different star systems all over space. The reason we all choose to come to Earth is because Earth is a very important planet in space. This was kind of like, I don't want to say a gathering place, a meeting place for all the different star races during the time of Atlantis and prior to Atlantis. There have been beings on this planet for 300, I think, million or billion or something like that years. The Andromedans were the first ones to come here. There have been star beings living on this planet from all over the place. Lyrans, Pleiadians, all over. During the time of Atlantis, we had Syrians. It's just like the Hindu gods that are all blue and green. Those are ETs that came from Sirius B. And if you look at all the gods and goddesses and all the traditions, whether it's Mexico, South America, Lake Titicaca, wherever, Egypt, Rome, all the ancient gods and goddesses, they were all real. They were real beings, but they were extraterrestrials that came here from all over space. Why did they come here? Earth is actually one of the most beautiful planets in creation. It's literally like a pearl in the universe. It is like extremely beautiful. So they all are attracted to it and they all want to be here because she is just a perfect, beautiful goddess, Mother Tara. And so this was like a meeting place. It was also a portal. We have star portals all over. And this was also like a launching station for like people would come here and use the portals to go to other places. Okay. So like, let's say you're from Venus, you'd come to Earth and you'd go through a portal that would get you to some solar system really far away. And so there's a lot of reasons why we come here. All of us are incarnating as starseeds here now for the Ascension event because we actually had to compete in a competition to be here at this time because everybody from all over space wanted to be here. This is the first time in history that a whole race of people are going to ascend while in their physical body and not die first, because Yeshua showed you how to die and then ascend to the light body. But now we are going to get to ascend in our body. So our body will not die. It's going to be transfigured, is what he calls it, into a crystalline body. We're going from a carbon-based life form to a crystalline life form, and we're going to be transfigured. But we're not going to have to die to ascend. In the past, in order to ascend to higher density consciousness levels, you had to physically die. This is the first time in history where we're going to be transfigured, and then we're going to stay here and create new Earth. And this is the first time this type of thing is happening. And so people from all over space wanted to be here for this big event that we're having. It's so exciting. And and some of the people who came here who wanted to be here who have unfortunately passed away as a result of getting pokies or something happened, or the dark ones took them out, because a lot of people have been taken out by the dark ones. Those people will have a chance to reincarnate on the new Earth. So if they really wanted to be here, they will get to wait around until everything is shifted, and then they'll get to come back into the new Earth and they'll be a leader in the new Earth probably. So I hope that answered your question. Of why races from all over different star systems choose to come here, partially because it's a classroom too. It's the biggest classroom in this universe. Okay, it's a 3D classroom. When you descend into the third density is all about learning. It's learning. And it's full of a lot of fear, of course, and polarity and all that kind of thing. The higher density consciousness levels, like the Lyrans and the Andromedans and the Arcturians and the Syrians, they don't experience what we do on this planet. They don't have as much of a learning as we have, because they don't have cannibals living on their planet running it. They don't have any of that. They don't have demons. There are no demons in the higher realms. Demons can't pass third density. So once this Earth is transformed, demons will never be able to exist on this Earth ever again, because they are from the lower astral and they are first and second density consciousness, and third at the highest, at the best. That's the highest density consciousness they can get to. So they will not exist anymore once the planet shifts over to a 5D Earth. Okay, so let's see, what other questions? Melanie said her great-grandbaby little boy is due in May and will be a starseed. Yes, absolutely, Melanie. Are little children born with in the last 8 years? Yes. From what I've been told, is a huge percentage of anyone who came in after 2012 is a starseed. Not all of them, but a large percentage of them that came in after 2012 are starseeds. But from this point forward, everyone that comes in will be 100% starseed, if that makes sense. So if you have a child that was born in the last 8 years, the chance of them being a starseed is really huge, really huge. Okay. Question. How can you tell the difference between telepathy and channeling? Okay. So there's different types of channeling. You got to be careful with the word channeling. Okay. So channeling, um, if you're a channel, sometimes your body, physical body, is taken over by another entity, which mine, I've never allowed that to happen ever. I don't do that type of channeling. Then you can also channel what we call knowledge. And you have to be careful with channeling, because channeling, you don't know where it's coming from unless you're really psychic and connected and you're really protected. You don't know where it's coming from. So people who channel, you got to be really wary with them. A lot of them are channeling entities or false light beings or beings that are evil, that are putting on like a false holograph that they're, something good. So you have to be really, really careful with the channeling. Channeling is 100% different from telepathy. Telepathy is you are having a actual conversation. It's kind of like I'm talking to you guys right now. It would be me not moving my mouth and using my brain to communicate, and you'd be hearing what I'm saying to you in my head. So I'd shut my mouth and go, send you a message. That's telepathy. Telepathy is when you're talking to each other, but you're not moving your lips. You're sending a signal. You're sending radio signals from brain to brain. So I have telepathic conversations with Yeshua and Miriam all the time. Channeling is different. Channeling means that there's information flowing from somebody else through what we call my crown chakra and my third eye, and out of me. So you could be channeling and writing information that you're channeling. You could be, I channeled a lot of information for my books. And that came from Yeshua, Mother, Father, Mother, God, and my higher self. So when I channel, I only channel those three things. I don't channel anything else. And I'm not a channel that allows a being to take me over. There's a huge percentage of these people who call themselves channels who are allowing entities to physically come into their bodies and take them over. Medium Mikala, my little soul sister, she has an agreement with Yeshua and some other beings to do that. But those are agreements that she had before she came in. And she is 100% protected. When they come in, it's not an entity, because she is so protected. She's got like an angel army protecting her, because she's a powerful being. And so the thing is that there's very few people who I trust in this 3D realm who say that they're channeling an entity. Very few of them, because majority of them are channeling grays that are pretending. For example, Bashar, I think his name is Bashar. Bashar is actually a gray. He's bad. He's very bad. And he pretends to be good, and he tricks whoever he channels to. A lot of people channel him, and he's just a nasty gray that doesn't like humans really and wants to screw with us. So that's one example, is Bashar. Bashar is a gray. He's one of those tall grays, and he's very nasty. There's a lot of those kind of entities that are pretending. I've sat in meditation and had grays and reptilians show up in my meditation trying to put a holographic, because they use like a holograph, and they will come to you and pretend they're Yeshua or Miriam or somebody like that. And they're not them. and I can see them, because I was given the they live glasses internally in my third eye. I have those goggles in my third eye, so I can see who and what they are, and I can see that they're not who I can see them. And so they'll come in. I laugh. I just about pee my pants with laughter every time, because they come in to my meditation and they're trying to trick me. And I'm like, get out of here. I see you. I don't consent. Go away. And then I'll say, you get one chance to leave now, or I have Archangel Michael take you out. So that's basically, what I do. I see them show up. I call them out. And if they don't leave willingly on their own, I ask Michael to take the trash out. But they try to trick me and pretend they're someone else, but I don't see who they're pretending to be. I just see their ugly ass looking selves. They are ugly and scary. Some of them are scary looking. Like some of them actually made my heart like jump because they're so scary looking. But I just say, get the fuck out of here. Seriously, I don't consent. All right. Let's see. Next question. Is every soul here that's been trapped in the wheel of samsara getting off this Okay, so Kelly Pavkov, is every soul here that's been trapped in the wheel getting off the reincarnation trap? Yes. So the samsara wheel came down in 2012. It no longer exists. So up until 2012, people were being stuck. They would go into a trap. They'd follow the light. It was false light. They'd go into basically like a spider web. They would show you your life review and make you feel, they'd show you all the bad parts of your life, like all the parts of things that you did wrong, and shame you and make you feel bad so that they could force you to come back and have a life of suffering. And you'd come right back in. It was this wheel. It just kept going. You'd come back in. You'd come back in. Now, starseeds typically don't get trapped in that. We were able to leave. Okay. If you were from a higher, I want to see, let's see, what density could leave? So if you're a 6D or higher being, so 6 density and higher, then you're able to get out of the trap and leave up until 2012. You were able to leave anytime you wanted. If you were an Arcturian, or you were an Andromedan, or you were a Syrian or a Lyran or anything like that before you came here, you were free to go. You were never stuck in that wheel of samsara. All of the humans, every single human soul, these are souls that were only born on Earth, they were all stuck in the samsara up until 2012. It was removed in 2012. The Lords of Karma were taken down, those guys, this whole karma thing. So now what we get is the ascension reality. What is the ascension reality? It's automatic boomerang effect. Whatever you put into the universe is going to come back at you immediately. It's not going to be, oh, you come back. So for example, if you murder and RAPE somebody in the past, you'd come back and then that would happen to you maybe. But now you're getting immediate repercussion. You're going to get that happen to you. And then you're going to get your butt kicked when you get on the other side. You're going to be probably sent to the other 3D world, or possibly what Yeshua and Michael called obliterated and recycled back to source is what they do. Some of these people are so evil that they're not, how do you want to say, repairable, they can't rehab them. They're not able to rehab. There's some souls that are so evil and satanic that they cannot be rehabbed. And the ones that cannot be rehabbed, they are recycled back to source because they have no capacity for love, like the reptiles. All the reptiles are being obliterated and recycled because none of them have ability for love. They don't have a heart chakra, and they will just keep coming into new bodies and harming humans, because that's their whole purpose, is to harm humans and eat us. So, all right, let's see. I hope that answered that question. So no more Wheel of Samsara. It ended in 2012. Yeah, somebody said put all the questions in all caps so I can see them. If you do that, that would be very helpful for me, because it's really hard to see them. I have bad eyes. So Kimberly, this is from Return. Kimberly, I would love to know if the book from the Library of Alexander were saved. So a lot of them were, some of them weren't, but a lot of them were. Julia, this is from Julia. The books in the Library of Alexandria, a lot of them were confiscated by the Romans and have been hidden under the Vatican archives up until now. They still have them. There's a lot of stuff under the Vatican that we don't know about. There's extraterrestrial things down there. There's weapons down there, like mass destruction kind of weapons down there. There's they were hiding the Ark of the Covenant. They had all kinds of stuff that they've stolen that they were keeping down there. But yeah, the books from Alexandria, not all of them were saved, but a lot of them were, and they were all confiscated by the Romans, and now the Vatican has had them. Hi, Elaine Robarge. Welcome on board here, on board the Ascension Express. All right. Turim, 1969, is part of the ascension process affecting our physical bodies, having lots of nerve-related issues and affected more from glyphosate chemicals. Curious if others are affected similarly. So how many of you, raise your hand if you're having ascension symptoms? Me, times 100. Woo. So we're all having ascension symptoms. As we are going through this ascension process, we are all having the symptoms. We're all having them. And those list of symptoms, I believe, are in my book, Ascension 101. I haven't read my own book in several years. I wrote it like 8 years ago or more. I haven't read it in a while, but I'm pretty sure I list them. But you need to be careful, because just because you think it's ascension symptoms, it might not be. It could be health issues. So make sure that you go to a doctor first before you say. So I'll give my own example. I have had some symptoms with these hot flashes and sweating continuously. And I've been to 3 doctors. I've had every blood test run known to man. They all come back to me and say, your hormones are perfect. So they're scratching their head going, we don't know why you're having hot flashes or sweating. Well, I know why, because my body's rejecting energies of NPCs who are around me. And on top of that, my body is taking on a lot of the energies and trauma of the collective. I'm processing a lot of that through my body. And then the third reason for me is because I am slowly turning to crystalline. And so what Yeshua told me several years ago is you have to be heated up and cooled down and heated up and cooled down to slowly turn your body crystalline, because if they turned your body crystalline in one snap of the finger, you would die. Your physical avatar would die, and then you'd be ascending out of the body, not in the body. So any of you, I've had clients come to me that were 80 years old saying, I went through menopause like 50 years ago, and I'm having all these hot flashes again all of a sudden. Why am I having them? It's because your body, that's an ascension symptom, and that's because your body is becoming more crystalline. So nerve stuff could be an ascension symptom, but nerve stuff can also be a vitamin deficiency. It can also be borderline diabetes or full-blown diabetes will cause nerve stuff. Vitamin B deficiencies will cause, like B12 especially, will cause nerve-related issues. There's a whole laundry list of things that'll cause nerve-related issues. Certain foods, certain chemicals, like you said, the glyphosates, those can cause nerve problems. There's so many things. So it's one of those things where I would tell you, I'm not a doctor. I can't diagnose or treat anyone. All right. That's my disclaimer. But you should go to a naturopath, not an MD, because the people in the allopathic reptilian industry that was created by the Rothschilds and Rockefellers, they created the American Medical Association, and all the medical industries all over the world pretty much were created by Rothschild, Rockefeller, and they're all about keeping you sick and making you a cash cow on their drugs and their surgeries and all that. So if you want holistic health, you need to go to a holistic doctor, a naturopathic doctor, a homeopath, Chinese medicine, and you need to find a good one. I prefer a naturopath, honestly, and have them. I also prefer Ayurvedic medicine, which is Indian medicine from India. And that's, of course, because it's near and dear to my heart from coming from there in my last lifetime. I prefer Ayurveda and I prefer naturopathy, because they can actually be like, what do you want to call it? Like a private investigator, where they go in and they do all the testing and they figure out, they diagnose what is the root cause of what's going on with you, the root cause. And so I went to my naturopath a couple of times where she did all her investigating and in the end scratched her head and go, I don't know what's wrong with you. And that's when you say, voila, it is an ascension symptom. Because if you have doctors scratching their head going, we don't know what's wrong with you, I can guarantee you probably most of the time. Now, there are a few times they couldn't diagnose me where I had a diagnosis. They were just too stupid to figure it out. And it wasn't an ascension symptom. I actually had an actual problem, which in my case was dysautonomia, I think is how it's pronounced, but it's basically a defective vagus nerve. I had defective vagus nerve, and I went to like 8 doctors. None of them could diagnose me. I even went to psychic mediums, like medical mediums and all that kind of thing, and they couldn't diagnose me. And it turned out to be when I had heart surgery after my daughter was born, because the dark ones, I'm not going to go into the explanation, but I had to have heart surgery, and they actually damaged my vagus nerve when they did that to me. And so anyways, so I've been dealing with that for 25 years, 26 years, almost 26 years. Actually, I've been dealing with it, or no, I have been dealing it with 26 years. Cause 26 years I've been dealing with that damaged, vagus nerve. So anyways, all right, let's see. I hope that answered your question about the ascension symptoms, but there's all kinds of them. There's hundreds of them that you can have: not being able to sleep, digestive system issues, anxiety attacks for no reason at all. I get those for no reason. And I'm not an anxious person. I'm very peaceful and calm, but all of a sudden, for no reason, I feel like I'm jumping out of my skin, and I'm like, what the heck? I'm not worrying about anything. What's wrong with me? It's because when the coronal mass ejections happen really strong, my body really feels it. Okay. Let me see next. Will Elijah the prophet come back, and the prophet known as Summer return in time to end the war? I've never heard of Summer. I don't know who that is. I don't know that that's even a thing, because I've never heard of it. And will Elijah return in the end? Elijah's already here. I mean, he pops in all the time and says hi to me. He's one of my guides. He's already here in what we call light body spiritual form, helping a lot of light warriors right now. He's actually helping and coaching a lot of light warriors, not just me. He's coaching a lot of light warriors out there. So he's already here. But I've never heard of a Summer before. So is Elijah going to help? Yeah, he's already here, helping to end the war or whatever. He's already here doing that. He's working behind the scenes. Sir Lorena, my mom wants to know what's next in her life. Oh, okay. So one of the rules of this Q&A is I cannot answer personal questions for people. I'm going through a lot of health issues with my back. My back is like, I'm sitting here with all kinds of pillows and stuff propped up because I have a lot of pain in my physical body. And when I have a lot of pain, and I go and I psychically tuning into you guys. If I psychically tune into you to give you 100, because, okay, I stand in my truth and integrity 100%. If I can't give you 100% truthful answer, I'm not going to give you any answer. And the only way I can do that is using all my life force energy up to give you the answer. And I can't do that, because if I do that, I'm going to wind up in the hospital. And I don't want to do that, because they will unalive me. So I'm not going near any hospitals. So I can't tune into you guys and give you psychic answers for yourselves. I can ask general questions of my team for like the whole collective, or for the earth, or things going on the planet. But I can't tune into you, because when I tune into you, it's really hard to explain this on a scientific level, what it entails by doing that. But let's just say it drains a huge amount of my life force. And so I can't do that. So I cannot answer any personal questions for you where I have to tune into you, because the answer I'm going to give you is not going to be 100% effective. And then I'm not going to like that. I want it to be able to give you 100% accurate answer. And because of all the back pain, I just can't do that. So, all right, let's see. Question: are the very young children, like 2 years old, starseeds, crystals, or indigos? And what are crystal and indigo? So the question is, are the 2-year-old children, the young ones, crystals and starseeds? Some of them are, some of them aren't. And you're going to know that they are. So let me explain how you know a crystal child, because they're the most obvious of all the children. They are highly psychic. They have superpowers. Okay. Crystals come in with superpowers. They all have psychic ability. They remember heaven. They look through you like they're sending it out. When they look at you, it looks like they're X-raying right through your body. When they look at you, they're literally looking through your souls. They can do telepathy. Some of them can move objects with their minds. They have huge amount of psychic powers. They remember heaven. They remember who they were in their past lives. They will sit there and totally recount to you who they were in their past lives. They will tell you all about heaven, all about Yeshua. They'll sit there and they will see Yeshua standing there and tell you, he's here. Here he is. This is what he looks like. That's a crystal child. That's a crystal. Now, an indigo, I'm an indigo. A lot of us are indigos. Indigos are star seeds that came in that were from the indigo ray. There were these different rays of beings. There's blue rays. Those are indigos. Are there still indigos coming in? I don't think there's still indigos coming in. I'm not sure about that. I'm not 100% sure. I know there's a lot of us already here. There's a huge amount of us indigos that are already here. So if you're a light warrior, and you have any kind of psychic ability at all, and you're intuitive and all that, and you know the truth about everything, you know, you're 100% awake, there's a huge chance you are an indigo. Really big chance you're an indigo. And the best way to know, Melanie and all of you listening, is to either take my pendulum class or use dowsing rods or use your fingers and do what we call muscle testing, and ask yourself this question. Say, am I an indigo? Am I an indigo? So I'm using my fingers here and they're opening. That's a yes. If they were stuck like this, they get stuck. That's a no. Open is a yes. Am I an indigo? They open. That's a yes. So you can do that with a pendulum. You can do that with dowsing rods. You can ask yourself the question. And the person who asked for her mother wants to know what's next in her life. Get my card deck. I have my, got my Elementals of Gaia card deck, and have her use it. It's an oracle card deck. She can ask that question, what's next in my life? And then she can use the cards and she can get the answers. The cards will work. She wants to connect to her guides, her angels, to God. With the cards, there's instructions on how to do that with the card deck. And you can do that on all my videos here. I tell you, how to do that. Just send me a message through my website, spiritualgrowthjourneys.com. Send me a comment, say, I want to get your card deck, and make sure you tell me where you're located. And then I'll tell you what the total cost is, because that's going to be including the shipping. It's different shipping costs all over the world. US is between $15 to $20, depending on where you are in the US. Canada is between $32 and $40, depending on where you are in Canada. And outside of US is 50 something to like $80, depending on where you are. But the card deck itself is $55. That's it. But then I have to tag on the price of the shipping. So it's $70 if you're in the US. It's $88 if you're in Canada, and it's $110, I believe, for Europe. And that covers, for the majority of people, the shipping cost. But you need to tell me where you are, and then I will send you the links to send the money and to send your shipping address. And then I can send you my Elementals of Gaia card deck that was channeled. That was channeled from my higher self and from Creator, information that came through to me. And I had no intention of ever creating a card deck. That my family, my soul family, told me it was time to do it, that I had to do it. And I was like, okay. And the reason why is they wanted to give you guys tools so you can be your own psychic. You shouldn't have to go to psychics to ask personal questions. You should be able to use a pendulum or dowsing rods or cards, or developing your psychic ability. If you want to be a psychic like me, it's real easy, but it takes practice. It's not that it's hard to do, it's that it takes patience and practice. So I have an entire book on my website. It's a PDF. It's called Activating Your Superpowers, How to Clear Your Third Eye and Your Pineal. And it's a whole protocol that I used to charge $177 for. And instead it's only $33 that you can download from me. And you can go to my website, spiritualgrowthjourneys.com, to my books page. And that book will teach you what you need to do to become a psychic. You follow all the steps, and you have to be patient, because it isn't going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen in a week or two. It's going to happen in months and years, and you have to really work at it. Okay. It took my whole life to get to where I am now. So you have to be patient. All right. It's not going to be snap the fingers and boom, you're suddenly psychic. So so you can do that. If you don't want to do the hard way where it's going to take you time, then you take my pendulum class on Learn It Live, and that will give you all the answers you need, because I send you my Archangel Michael protected chart that you can request, and I will send it to you, and you can get all the answers you need, because it'll spell out all your answers for you if you follow all the instructions in that class that I teach you on Learn It Live. And it's learnitlive.com/Kimberly Palm, all one word. And that's my class. So, so anyways, so I just wanted to tell you that you guys can all be your own psychics. You don't need me to tune into you. All right, let's see. Next question. Is it true that Mr. T has 3 different body doubles and one of them works with the bad guys? I love this question. Is that the one we always see talking to the press and saying outrageous things? Yes. So when he's saying stupid shit, that is the Cabal clone. So he's got 3 or 4 clones, I believe. I think Yeshua told me he has 4. 1 or more of them is working for the Cabal. The others are decoys so that he doesn't get unalived. And he himself rarely sees the light because he's kind of in hiding, so they don't take him out, because they've already made like hundreds and hundreds of attempts on his life. And so he's kind of in hiding. So, but there is deep state clone version that likes to say stupid shit to the media and get him in trouble. So, okay, next question. What do you know about the Galactic Federation? Okay, so the original Galactic Federation got totally corrupted by the AI, by Enki and Enlil and the AI gods. And they went to the dark side because the dark side has better cookies or tacos or cheesecake or something. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but they went to the dark side. And so the old Galactic Federation is now kaput, and they have a new Federation of Worlds that is made up of, and I don't know the exact name. I think it's the Confederation of Worlds or something like that, but it's a new group, and these are all the benevolent guys, and they've kicked out all the bad ones. They're all been banished from that group forever. The problem is the bad ones are still out there lurking about, working with the deep state, working with the industrial military complex, the working with the Nazis that still exist to this day. They never disappeared. They just went down to Antarctica and down to Argentina and stuff. They still work. They have bases on the moon, whatever. Let's see. But yeah, the Galactic Confederation or whatever it's called, I don't know the exact name, but they've reformulated into a new group. They still exist, but it's just the good guys only, and the bad guys have been booted. So let's see. Hi, Linda Poock. Linda Poock. So Linda is the one who makes beautiful crystal jewelry for healing, and her link is on my website under products. You can find Linda's link if you want crystal protection and healing jewelry. She makes beautiful stuff. She is a grandma that lives in the US, and she has a lovely, I call it lovely, but it's disgusting actually, thing called multiple sclerosis. And she is just a beautiful starseed angel. One of the most beautiful humans I've ever met in my life. Inside and out. She's just an amazing grandma, and her family loves her to pieces, which is good because she is special. So let's see. What does a timeline shift feel like, and why am I getting a lot of staticky shocks with everything? Sylvia Vidal. What does a timeline shift feel like, and why am I getting a lot of staticky shocks with everything I touch lately? You're getting staticky shocks because your body is ascending and you are getting very powerful. You are getting, if you're getting staticky shocks, you might have some superpowers coming online, girlfriend, and you may want to try sitting and concentrating and trying to move some objects, or trying to talk telepathically to some people in your family. But I would say when you get that shocky thing, that means you've got some superpowers coming online. That's exciting. So it's a matter of figuring out what superpowers do I have and how do I develop them. That's where, you know, you need to get at it. But that's why you're with the staticky, because you've got your power, you're coming up higher in frequency, and you're raising your frequency. It's really awesome. It's like, yay, high fives. That's so awesome. And then she said, what does a timeline shift feel like? Well, I'll tell you what it feels like. It's kind of hard to explain. So some of you may have a physical sensation from it, and some of you may have a noticing thing. So let me explain the two. So some of you may notice there's a timeline shift because, for example, Robert Duvall supposedly passed away a few days ago at age 95. I distinctively remember, and I even contacted several friends who agree with me, that he died several years back. Okay, he passed several years ago, not now at age 95. That's a timeline shift. Things like the Mandela effect, like Mandela was incarcerated and killed on such and such date, but we remember it this other date, or things like the what is it called? Family, I forgot, the Berenstain Bears, it was spelled differently, stuff like the cornucopia on the underwear. There's a lot of those kind of things where they claim, oh, that never existed, when we know for a fact it did. That is how you know there was a timeline shift. One of my favorite things that happens to me lately is I go and set something down in the same place I set it down every day, and then it just vanishes into thin air, and then suddenly it doesn't exist anymore. It just doesn't exist. The other thing is opening up a box. When I open a bottle of pills, I open a bottle of pills and it's hermetically sealed from the outside. It has outside packaging around it. Then inside it's got another seal, and then it's all full of cotton that you got to pull out. That's how all my supplements come. Multiple times I've had this issue where I open a bottle of supplements. I take all the stuff out, all apart. I take some out. I eat them. Go back a day or two later to take some more. The whole thing is hermetically sealed, packaged up, cotton in there, sealed in the inside. Like I never opened it. And I'm like, oh, yay, another timeline shift. That's happened to me recently so much. And I know for a fact, just this last week, we've had a week or two, we've had two radical timeline shifts, really huge ones, really big timeline shifts. So that's how you know. Now, how do you physically feel a timeline shift? Sometimes I have physically felt it where I suddenly get vertigo for no reason at all. Like I'm just standing, like one day I was standing next to my piano. I was dusting my piano off, and all of a sudden the whole room is just spinning. Woo! That was a timeline shift. But it can also be a CME from the sun. It can also be the Schumann resonance spiking that can make you have vertigo and dizziness. So you got to be careful with that. Just because you're dizzy doesn't mean it was a timeline shift. It's just one of the ways you can kind of sense it. Some people can just sense it. They just sense it, and I can't explain. I can't give an explanation to that. My BFF, Sarah Nash, she told me that she can sense when the timelines are shifting, that she can sense it somehow. How she senses it, I don't know. But there's a lot of very sensitive starseeds out there who can physically sense when the timeline is shifting. And I don't know how to scientifically explain that. It's just a sensation that they get in their body, mind, and spirit that they're able to peg down and say, oh, it's obvious we had a timeline shift because I just felt that. And how, I can't explain it because it's different for everybody. So you just have to kind of this is really a game of paying close attention to everything going on in your life every day, and literally turning over every rock and really, really being a detective. That's what this is all about. So I hope that answered that question. Okay, next question. Are we currently merging with all of our other lives, human and ET, ready for the ascension? Some people are, some people aren't. But after the big purification event happens, at that point, you will be fully merged with all the different aspects of you. I've been personally at night traveling into the alternate versions of me and shutting down those like versions. So, and merging those within me. But there's so many of them. And so I've been going at night, and that's something I've been doing. So we are currently undergoing that, where we're merging with all the other parallel universe aspects of us. and getting down to one singularity or whatever they want to call it. I'm not talking about the AI singularity. I'm talking about the soul singularity where you're merging. We are doing that. But after the event happens, it'll be even more profound. It'll be more profound after that. Hi, Steel Magnolia. Someone said, hi, Kim. I don't go by Kim, just so you know. Kimberly, not Kim. I have a lot of people that come on my videos and come on social media and say Kim. Yeah, don't like the name Kim. I have a lot of friends who are males who are all named Kim. I'm not a dude. I am very feminine. I gave birth to 2 babies and I'm a Kimberly. So anyways, is Alex Collier compromised? I don't want to say anything negative about people. He's got a lot of really good information. I just don't want to name names and say who's good and bad in the spiritual community. I'm going to tell you to, I watch his videos because I think he's got a lot of really interesting information. I don't agree with him all the time. I'm not going to say whether or not he's compromised because it's just not fair for me to do that. I think it's more fair for you guys to use your own judgment and go within and really kind of tune into his energy field. And you will feel when you're listening here. So I have a class on discernment. It's on my learnitlive.com/Kimberly Palm. I did it with Yeshua. He actually taught it with me through Mikala. And so we taught a class on discernment, and that's going to help you answer all those questions like, is this book good? Is that book good? Is this video good? Should I listen to this channeler? Is this person compromised? That class is going to teach you how to know the answer to that question. So I really recommend you take that class because that will help you. Because I don't want to be sitting here and saying this person's bad, this book is bad. This, like lately I've been getting a lot of these people going on and on about the Anna, grandmother of the J word book. There's all of these, people who keep texting me, oh, I read that book and I learned, and supposedly they channeled, whoever wrote that book also channeled Martha. Yeah, what a joke that is. That's me. And guess what? Nobody can channel me. They don't have my permission, my soul permission to channel me. There's only been a few healers who I've given the higher self permission to chat with my higher self and to channel me, but they don't get permission. They don't have that permission to channel. So if they wrote a book and said they channeled Martha, yeah, no, they didn't. They didn't channel me. Nobody's effing channeled me. So anyways, but I am not going to sit here and I'm not going to point out different people and say, this person's bad, that person's bad. You guys really need to learn discernment. And that is why I created a class with Yeshua on discernment, where he's talking to you through Mikala. And then I'm also teaching you how to know what's good, what's bad, and not just on social media, but also in your life. Like, we actually teach you wonderful life tools that you need, like bank accounts, businesses, buying a car, buying a house. We teach you how to discern and make really good decisions. We teach you a whole thing on decision making. Okay. We teach you how to know, what is good, who is good, what is bad. We teach you all that, how to tell if a person in your family is evil, like whatever, we teach all that to you. So we're teaching you important life information, and we're teaching you social media discernment and book discernment and TV movie discernment and whatever. Okay. Music discernment. Okay. Next. Is there a ship close to the moon where some Earth and otherworldly benevolent beings are having meetings and also processing humans? It's actually next to the sun. It's near the sun, and that's Ezekiel's ship. And Ezekiel's ship, so what happens is every time the bad guys, it's not the good guys. Okay, so if you pass away, you're going right to heaven right now. Okay, you're going straight to heaven. If any of the bad guys pass away, the problem with the bad guys, the reptiles, is the reptiles were they were choosing to come in and with all their memories. Okay, they were coming in without a veil, knowing who they were, knowing they hate humans, knowing they want to eat us and destroy us. They were coming back in over and over, like your Hillarys and Bills and all these people that just keep coming back, whether it's Emperor Constantine or Caligula or any of those reptilians, Hitler, they were all reptilians. They come back in the revolving gate over and over. The reptilian souls, they just reincarnate. They can also take their soul and stick it into people, which is called the Vril. They do this thing, the Black Eye Club, where they can take a celebrity and stick a Vril reptilian inside of them or a demon inside of them. So the thing is Ezekiel's ship, the purpose of it is to recycle, to judge and recycle all of the dark souls that are living. So every time a bad person, like, and not just them, but also just narcissists, mean people, rapers, pillagers, murderers, traffickers, all those people, when they die, they are going up to Ezekiel's ship for processing. Even people who are just narcissists, people in your family who are just not nice people, they're 3D, they're fear-based, they're going up to the ship. Basically, anyone who is not vibrating in a love frequency and a service to others frequency are all being processed through that ship so that they can be sent to, they're being sorted. It's like the sorting hat in Harry Potter. They are being judged and sorted on that ship. They're going, some of them are going to 3D, the other 3D Earth that's Nibiru. Some of them are going, being obliterated and recycled to source. Some of them are being sent to other worlds, other realms, whatever. But that ship is there for them, not for us. We are not going to be going up on that ship. If you go up on there, it means you're not a nice person. So yeah. All right. Somebody else is Alex Collier. Compromise. Let's see. What other question? Are they the Alpha Draconian? Okay. So I don't know who are they. The people, so the people who run this earth are the Alpha Draconians. Those are the ones who run this planet. But keep in mind, there's 80 something species of reptilians in space, and they're not all bad. It's just the ones from Alpha Draconis that are bad, and they're the ones that took over this planet. They are bad. There might be some reptilians living inside the earth and, down below that aren't bad, but the ones running the planet, the Alpha Draconians, they're evil. They're pure evil. So let's see. Cecilia Booth, I heard the other day that there will be a pole shift before the event. Do you think that is correct? So there already is a pole shift taking place, everyone, but it is not an actual pole shift because if that happened, we all die and the whole earth is wiped, and they're not going to do that. The ETs are here to make sure that doesn't happen. We are currently undergoing a magnetic pole shift, which is not going to harm. The only thing it does is it messes up the navigation inside the brain or heads of birds, migrating animals, any animals that migrate, any kind of migratory animals, they're a little screwed up right now because of the magnetic pole shift. That's the only thing it affects. It doesn't affect us. It's not going to kill us. It's not going to harm us. If the pole actually flips, the earth flipped, which won't happen, that will not happen because we have benevolent beings making sure it doesn't happen, we'd all die. There would be no new earth. We're just dead. We're all dead. So hope that answers that question. That's not going to happen. And the magnetic thing's already happening right now. It's been very slowly happening. So it's a gradual thing. It's a really gradual process. It takes a long time. Stephen Burns would be one that you could go check out for that info. He knows about it. Let's see. Cecilia Booth, I heard the solar eclipse yesterday was going to take care of the soulless ones, NPCs. Nope. The only thing that's going to get rid of the NPCs is the big event. But some of the NPCs are passing away and leaving as the planet. So it's kind of a combo of both. So some of them might have gotten taken out yesterday if they died of a heart attack or something suddenly and they were an NPC. That was from that. But realistically, the NPCs are going to keep doing their NPC thing until the big event happens, and that will take them all out of here. They will not be here anymore. So the solar eclipse, however, that had very little impact on them, very little impact. Yannicka, love light to all. Oh, love light to you too. That's beautiful. Thank you. Still spraying your house. Yes. So every day we get the chemtrails over the top of my house where I live. And, it's just, I don't know what to say. It is what it is. My state hasn't outlawed it yet. I wish it would. But yeah, they're still spraying. Cynthia Hernandez. Hi, Kimberly. Hi, Cynthia. Agree 100% with you, Beach Life. Brenda 3637. Can the ascension cause illness? I've been really sick the last few weeks and I do everything possible. Ascension should not cause illness. If you're having illness, it's probably from the poisons in the food, the air, the water, your immune system going down, stuff they're spraying, stuff they put in the pokes. But ascension isn't going to make you ill. It's going to give you symptoms and make you feel kind of crappy. Maybe you might feel tired, you might feel headachy, you might or maybe you can't sleep at all. Either you're sleeping all the time or don't want to sleep at all. But it's not going to make you sick, like sick. That's not an ascension symptom. That's sickness. What the sickness is from, it could be foodborne, airborne. They're spraying all kinds of fungal infections and parasites in those. The chemtrails have heavy metals, nanotech, parasites, viruses, all kinds of crap in there. They have all kinds of stuff, bacterial infections, you name it. They plagues, prion diseases, Morgellon stuff, all of it is in there. Okay, let's see. Go back up. Wow. I lost what time? Try to put your questions in caps so I can find them. Yeah, so hopefully I answered that question about this question. What is happening when items disappear and reappear later? That's timeline shifts. It also could be a portal opening in your house sometimes. Sometimes it's that, but most of the time it's timeline shifts. Steve Sutton, how many other fractal parts of previous beings are you aware of having personally other than Martha? Are you able to share? You mentioned this on your last presentation video. Well, those aren't fractal. Well, I guess they're fractals because my higher self cannot fully embody in a human form. So it's just a fractal of my higher self. My higher self is like the size of a planet almost. It's really big. It's a giant because it's an Elohim angel. It's one of the 190,000 first, what we call creator gods that made all these worlds. I was actually on the team that created Mother Gaia. So that's my higher self. I'm just a little fractal of it. My fractal has had 6 prior human incarnations and 22 other incarnations. One time I was an owl. A few times I was a dragon. I had 2 or more times as a mer person. Several other times as an ET on this earth. And yeah, that's pretty much my background, but you could have a lot of those. All of you could have a lot of those. Great question. I'm not the only one. I'm not special. We're all equal. All of you and I are equal. You guys have also had all these same kind of things. You have multiple versions of you. You have fractals of you. You guys all have this. Okay, who is Maitreya and where does this entity light being come from? Is it Sirius B? Yes, Maitreya is from Sirius B, is part of Christ consciousness. You got to be careful with that because there's a lot of people who claim they're channeling Maitreya and it's really like a gray or a reptilian that's disguising itself, or maybe even a bad Pleiadian that's disguising itself as the Maitreya. So you have to be really, really careful. That's why the discernment class is important. So you know if you're actually talking to Maitreya or you're talking to a false light being. But Maitreya is part of Christ consciousness. He is an ascended master. He walked the earth thousands of years ago. Okay. Thank you for answering my question about the out of body. Do I train others while people are having? I'm not really doing any training right now. I have like 14 classes up on my Learn It Live page, and then my little solstice medium Mikala and Yeshua on Yeshua's, because he teaches through her. So Yeshua himself has like 15 or more classes on her Learn It Live and her YouTube channel, where you can learn from him directly. And between the two of us, we have like 30 classes. But I don't have any new classes coming up. I just have the ones I've done in the past that are pre-recorded that you can take. Lots of healing classes, lots of psychic development classes, all of that. It's all on my website, Past Life. You can go look in your past lives. I've got a class for that. Let's see. What does a timeline shift feel like? Why am I getting a lot of stuff? Oh, okay. I already saw that one. Will Yeshua share any more info on the purification event? Well, I've kind of shared it on all my videos on YouTube, talked about it. I mean, basically, there's two ways it might go. It might be that we all get put to sleep for a while, and then while we're asleep, your soul will be taken to the higher dimensions. You'll have like a party reunion with your family on the other side, and then you'll go for training on what you're going to be doing as your new mission when the earth when it's all cleared and healed. And while we're sleeping, our physical bodies are sleeping, the whole earth will be cleaned out. It'll be, all the water will be healed, all the oceans, all the lands, everything's going to be healed and made new again, like heaven on earth. The weather will be like it used to be. It'll be nice. We won't have shitty weather anymore. That's all what's going to happen. The purification is basically a cleansing and healing of Mother Gaia, and all of us will be healed. Everybody who's staying here will get a healing, so you wouldn't need a med bed because you're going to be healed. There's that. The other possibility is it literally happens in a snap of a finger, like a blink of an eye. Suddenly, oh my God, everything's different. Like you literally blink. And the reason there's two different ways is because the beings in the higher dimensions and the galactic beings are not really sure how this is going to play out 100% yet. They're still kind of working on it. So we just know it's coming soon. And it's going to be like a blink of the eye, basically. Let's see. Somebody said also she's in charge of the world's finances. Is that true? I don't know who she is. But I'm not going to talk about the world finances. If you're talking about, there's a person named Kimberly Gogwin or something. She's not in charge of the world finances. She's playing for the Dark Hats. She's a Dark Hat. There's also a person called Queen something of Canada. She's like the Queen of Canada. She's just a pretender. I don't know who she's playing for, what team she's on, other than she's not a queen of anything, because in New Earth, there's not going to be queens. We're all equals. Anybody who calls themselves a queen is 100% in their ego. So I just want to point that out. Any human who says they are the head of everything on the earth, or they are in charge of this, or they decree and declare themselves, I am the head of blah, blah, blah. I am the queen of whatever. They are 100% in their ego at all times. Okay. So they are a pretender. Okay. There's not any kings and queens. There's no royalty in New Earth. We have, the way it was in Atlantis, we didn't have royals in Atlantis. Okay. The way it was on the earth before Atlantis went bad, before the demiurge, there were no royals. There were no head of the earth. There was not any of that. You had councils of volunteers running everything in different communities. So each community would have a council of elders, and then there'd be a great council of elders where they all come together, and it's a volunteered position, not a paid position. You volunteered out of your service to humanity, and there were no queens and kings back then. Queens and kings are part of the 3D enslavement program. And anyone who decrees and declares that they are the head of the world of this and that, if they are saying that, they are lying, and they're in their ego, because if they truly were that, they'd be unalived a long time ago. The Draco would have taken them out. If anybody showed up, just why Yeshua is not going to incarnate here again, because he'd be unalived in 5 seconds. So yeah, it's people, they're ridiculous. They're actually, some of these people I think are insane. They're actually mentally insane. I feel sorry for them. And some of them are just total ego megalomaniacs. All right. Narcissists beyond all recognition. I don't think I'm special. I don't think I'm important. I'm just Kimberly, and I'm just here to help my starseed brothers and sisters. I just volunteered to be a volunteer. I volunteered to help you guys, just like all my other friends who are spiritual teachers. We just volunteered to come and help everyone. And am I more important than you? No. Am I special? No. Am I a queen or a princess? No. I might have had past incarnations as those kinds of things, which I did. I was a princess in ancient Egypt, but that doesn't matter because, and I was also part Anunnaki in that lifetime. But right now I'm just Kimberly, and I'm just a human, and I'm just equal to all the other humans. You're all my brothers and sisters. So, anyways, all right, let's see. Next, Archangel Michael to protect me. I ask Archangel Michael to protect me all the time. I know he does. I feel weird to just keep asking and taking from Yeshua and Archangel Michael. What can I offer them? Frankincense. Okay, so whoever this is, feels strange always asking them for something and not giving them anything back. So what you can offer them is you can offer them gratitude. Always say thank you. You can give them your gratitude and your love, send them gratitude. And you can tune into, really get your psychic, what do you want to call your intuitive answers really working, so that you can go to them and say, how can I serve you? What can I do for you? Because you've done so much for me. Because I do that all the time. I go to them and say, what can I do to serve you? What would you like me to do? And I can hear them because I worked on developing that third eye. So once you develop the third eye, or you can take my pendulum class, use a pendulum chart and call them in and ask them, what can I do to help you? And the pendulum will spell it out and tell you what to do. But frankincense, no, that's more for you. That's going to help protect you and heal you. Frankincense is very healing. It's one of the most healing things on earth. That's not going to help them. They're not in a physical body. Frankincense is more for people who have a 3D body, because she's saying offer them frankincense. Well, no, they don't have a body. So what you can offer them has to be something that isn't a physical, isn't materialized. It has to be etheric. So what do you offer people that don't have a body or etheric? You can offer them love, gratitude, respect them, love them, be grateful for them, and tell them that frequently. And that is the best gift you can give them. And he's nodding his head right now. Yes. He's like, yes. So, all right. Question. Since we are all from the different star systems, did all Terrans or humans come through Lyra? No, not all humans, because there were a bunch of humans that were only created here for the first time. There's actually human-like beings all over the universe, not just Lyra, but the first humanoid like beings were created billions of years ago on Lyra. But since then, there's been human-like beings created all over the place, including Earth. So not just Lyra, but that's where the very first humans, and they weren't humans. The Lyrans didn't look like us. Some of them look like cat people. It's, when we say humans, we're saying like humanoid like people that have that kind of thing, as opposed to looking like a big flob of jelly or looking like a floaty multicolored thing, or something that has like a form, like a physical humanoid form. Those first came from Lyra. Okay. Somebody said, I wasn't able to come here until now. I would like to know more about the 4D ascension and what to expect physically. DNA, will our bodies repair themselves? So some of us are going to be going to 4D and some to 5D. It's a very tiny amount of people that will. So first, so you understand, the ascension of this planet is going to be a 3-stage project. Stage 1 is the light warriors, who are going to be the leaders and the healers of New Earth, who have done all of our own work. Okay, so we don't have negative aspects of the ego anymore. We're not in our ego. We're very grounded and very humble. We've done all of our trauma healing, all of our work. We've been working on ourselves our whole lives. Okay, and we are ready to go. We're ready to graduate. We're going to go to 5D in the first round. In the first round, everyone else who is love consciousness and service to others will go to 4D. Okay, you guys will go to 4D. The ones who go to 5D, your entire physical body will be transformed. And so when it's transformed, when you go to 5D, your physical body will be completely healed because it'll be transformed. The 4D people may still need physical healing, and that's when they will bring in like medbed kind of technologies. Okay, so for the people who are still in the 4D, you will have medical alien device, like extraterrestrial like devices to heal you. You will also be taught by us on how to heal you. We will be with you, working with you on how to heal yourself. But then there'll be a second ascension event where all of the people in 4D who are ready to go to 5D will go to 5D, and the ones who are in 5D will also have a chance to go to 6D, because everyone who stays on this planet will have a chance to go up as high as 6D at some point. Then there will be a third one, and that will be the same thing. In the third event, the rest of the people who are here will go to 5D. And in the end, once all 3 stages of this event happen, at the end of that, everyone who's left on Earth will be 5 and 6 density. Okay, so that is how that is going to work. As far as the body stuff goes, you are going to, when you go to 4D, you're not going to have all the superpowers. You have to be in 5D in order to have the superpowers. So if you haven't done your work on your ego and your shadow, what we call the shadow work on the shadow side of you, the negative parts of you, anything that's not love, if you haven't worked on clearing that, you got to do it now. Because if you don't do it, you can never go to 5D until you do all that work. You will go to 4D. Don't get me wrong. You'll still stay here. You'll go to 4D if you're a loving person. It's just that in order to graduate higher, you have to do the work. You have to clear trauma, past life trauma, karma, all that. You got to clear everything. That's to go to the higher densities. Just to go to 4D, which is a love consciousness, and stay here on new earth and the heavenly earth, you don't need to do any work at all. You need to just be, what is required to stay on the earth after the event is to be loving, kind, compassionate, and respectful to yourself first, and then to everybody else. That's the only requirement to stay here for new earth. That's it. Now, if you want your body to transform and transfigure, that's a different thing altogether. To do that, you need to work on yourself. Okay. But you're not required to work on yourself to ascend with the planet. Okay. So don't make people make you feel bad. Don't let people make you feel bad. You don't need to feel bad about that. You just need to be a nice person. Just be a really good, nice person. And then you get to stay here. That's it. It's so simple. Okay. Yeah. So somebody said, if you're saying we had to compete to be here at this time, we are the best of the best. Yes, we are. But when I say we, it's the light warriors and starseeds, not the humans. So we have human souls that have been stuck in samsara here for millions of years, going over and over again. They're not the ones who are the best of the best. The best of the best are the starseeds that came into bodies here that all had to compete to be here for this. So yeah, we are the best of the best. We are awesome. All of us, every one of you that's watching me right now, you are all awesome. You're all beautiful and awesome. Okay, question. Speaking of dreaming, what does Yeshua say about lucid dreaming? This has been occurring for me over the lucid dreaming is awesome. So what he says about it is to do it when you can, because what does it do for you? Well, it helps you to visualize and manifest. You can use it as a tool. It's basically a tool. So you can use it to manifest things. You can use it to heal. You can use it to see the future. You can use it to remote view different things, to get answers, to learn. There's so many benefits of it. So if you can lucid dream, awesome. Give you 2 thumbs up. That's awesome. So if you can do it, do it. But make sure that you're always placing protection around yourself. That's all. Because when you're doing that, because people, while they're lucid dreaming, can actually get soul swapped out, and all kinds of things can happen to you. You can have entities attack you while you're lucid dreaming. So if you think you're going to be lucid dreaming, place the protection bubbles around you, please, 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 please. Okay. Because I don't want you to get attacked while you're doing that, because that's what they like to do. They're evil, and that's what they do. So, all right. Andrea Green, thank you, Kimberly, for your service for humanity. You're so beautiful. And thank you. Thank you so much for that. People like you guys that say that kind of stuff to me, that's what keeps me getting out of bed in the morning, because I have a lot of mornings that I don't want to get out of bed. But what keeps me doing these videos on this channel and helping everyone is you guys, your positive input that tells me that I'm doing the work I came here to do. So thank you. Aurelie Gonzalez, once the ascension happens and we go into 5D New Earth, will there still be part of ourselves in 3D since we have multiple selves and other timelines, or do those time? No. So all those timelines, once we go through the actual ascension, all the versions of you are not going to exist anymore. We're forming into one. Everybody's coming together into one. All the different parts of you are going to be integrated into the one. There will no longer be multiple parts of you anymore. You're going to need it all because you're going to have all these amazing superpowers, and you can't have them if you're fractaled out all over the place. So yeah. So once everything happens and we're in 5D New Earth, there will not be parts of yourself in 3D. That's not possible. You can't have both. You're either 3D or you're 5D. You can't be both. So it's either all of you is stuck in 3D and you're going to that other place, or it can't be a part of you. If you're not ready to stay here, you're not staying here. So that's just, anyways. All right. Let's see. Question. What does Yeshua say about accessing our own Akashic record? Is this something we can do? Yes. You can, what you can do to access your own Akashic record is, I have a past life regression meditation that you can do to look at your past lives. Or you can, if you're psychic, you can, go in, but you yourself cannot, how do I want to say this? You can't yourself go to the higher realms and access it. You can have your spirit guides look at it for you. There's a lot of people who have been saying in the New Age community that they're going to read your Akashic record for you. They're actually not able to do that unless they are an angelic or an ascended master. Unless you are an ascended master, a Christed being, or you are an angel yourself. If you are an angel, you can go read your Akashic records anytime you want. Okay. Angels have the power to do that. And the reason why is because the only beings that can read Akashic records are the ones that are able to ascend into what we call the heavenly realms, or the seventh dimension. So if you're just a normal human here, like me or whoever, I can't say me because I'm a fractal of an angel. So my higher self can access my Akashic records. But if you're just a normal Joe Blow, or you're just an incarnated starseed, if you're not an ascended master and you're not an angel, you cannot read your own Akashic records, but you can have your spirit guides who are in the 7D. So your spirit guides are located in 7D. Beings who are in 7D, meaning they're dead, like your mom, your dad, whoever is in heaven, they have 100% full reign to look at the Akashic records. They can look at it anytime they want. The people who are alive here in the third density construct of Earth cannot look at those Akashic records. You would have to have somebody who's dead or on the other side that's in the higher dimensions look at it for you. So you could call in your spirit guides. You could have them open your Akashic records and they can talk to you and tell you what's in there. Okay. You cannot do that yourself unless you're an ascended master in a body, or you're an angel in a body. It's the only way. So anybody in the New Age, because this is a New Age lie, there's all these I'm not a New Ager. I'm disgusted with New Age. They're the same people who say Lucifer is a good guy. I am not a New Ager. I'm a Gnostic Christian. I'm an Essene. I'm a Cathar. I'm a Gnostic Christian, follower of Christ consciousness, not just Yeshua, but Christ consciousness. I am not a New Ager. I don't like, there's so much of the New Age that I do not like. I do not agree with. I think it's evil. It's been infiltrated by a lot of satanic shit. But one of those things is telling everybody that you can go read their Akashic records. No, you can't. The only way I'd be able to read your Akashic records is if I call in your spirit guides, and your spirit guides and you give me permission, and they go and they read your records, and then they tell me, hey, Kimberly, she's going to have this happen, or, oh, back in 200 years ago, this happened. That's the only way I can do it. I'd have to contact them, talk to them, have a conversation with them with your permission, 100% your permission and their permission. Then I can have them read the records to me. Okay. That's how that works. So all these people who say they're just going to go read your records, no, they can't. And they can't teach you to read your own records either, unless you're an angel, or like I said, unless you're going through your guides to read the records. They can teach you how to go to your guides, maybe. All right, so let's see. I had dreams. This is from GTK Kakova or Akova. Question: I had dreams with Yeshua. We were saying, oh, the dream was so, well, did I work with Yeshua, or is this just a dream? So that's one of those things where I can't answer that for you, because I'd have to tune into you, and I can't do that. I can't tune into to you. The best thing you could do, ouch, sorry, my back and leg are starting to hurt. The best thing I can do is tell you to use your discernment, or take the discernment class, or take the pendulum class, so you can ask these kind of questions, or use my cards. I mean, I have a lot of tools that I give you to answer these kind of questions, but I cannot go in and look at that for you, because that's going to drain like a ton of my energy to give you an accurate answer. So, all right. Thanks for skipping over questions. This is where I check off. Okay. Somebody said, thanks for skipping over questions. I don't know what he means by skipping over. I'm trying to read them all in order as best as I can. I don't have the best vision. So if people think I'm purposely skipping over questions, I'm not purposely skipping over questions. Just so you know, I'm not going to skip anyone's question. If I miss somebody's question, it's because I couldn't see it, because there's so much stuff here and I don't have the best eyes, and I don't have someone helping me. So, do you believe that it is possible that certain starseeds have left energetic imprints, memories, and rocks, certain places around the earth to act? Yes. Okay. This is a great question from Fiona excuse me, Anderson. Do you believe that it is possible that starseeds have left energetic imprints, memories, and rocks, or certain places around the earth to activate them now? Yes, in fact, I did that. Something happened actually recently to me, and I don't remember. My brain is blanking out right now, but there was something where I realized that I had left a breadcrumb. I literally left a breadcrumb to remind me of who I am. and it just blew my mind. But yeah, we leave breadcrumbs for ourselves, and we could leave them in rocks. We can leave them in a location. We can leave them in even music. I mean, there's so many different ways we can leave like messages to our future selves. It's really, really cool kind of. So, all right. Let's see. What does a timeline shift feel like, and why am I getting a lot of staticky shocks? Okay, I think I answered that. When will we all starseeds get to meet each other? I am sick of being lonely. Wolf, well, you can meet other starseeds right now. All you have to do is go on to some of these groups, like my group, Spiritual Growth Journeys on Facebook. Join that group. Put up a post on the group saying, how many of you live in this area? Put the area where you live, and you can have your own meetup. Another suggestion to you, this is what I did to meet others like me, and now I have amazing, beautiful starseed sisters here locally, is I moved like 400 miles away to a place that I didn't know anyone. I went on to a place called meetup.com, meetup.com. I put in spiritual groups into the search, and I put in meditation and yoga and, energy healing and all that. And then I put how many miles I was willing to travel. And I found a thing called the Metaphysical Research Group, and it's all people into metaphysics and spirituality. And I also started attending spiritual conferences and like psychic fairs and all that. I made all kinds of friends and met all kinds of cool people just like me. So that's how you do it. So you don't have to be all alone. Get your butt out of the house and go to places where starseeds are hanging out. Go to crystal shops. Go to spiritual shops, spiritual bookstores, go to events, local events when they have speakers come in to talk. Like if I came into your town to talk, you'd want to go there because everybody there is going to be your people. And that's how you make other friends. So you're already can meet the people like you, but after the event happens and everybody who's here is going to be like you. So you're only going to be surrounded by people like you at that point. So for right now, you can do something about it. You do have the power to act. So let's see. How do you know if you are a starseed? If you're on this video, you are, because the only people who follow me, it's been set up this way by Creator. Creator set it up that all the people who read my books, take my classes, do this. I'm here only for the starseeds. I'm not here for the sheeple people, the normies, whatever you want to call them. I'm not here for them. I am here for the starseeds. That's who I'm here for. I'm not here for the humans, and they don't ever find me. In fact, they hate me because they're not awake. If you're awake right now, you're a starseed, and if you're following me, you're a starseed. So that's how you know. For those who left, if they come back again after ascension, will they come back in the same? Okay, so if they passed away before the ascension and they come back, they're going to come back as a baby. So they're not going to come back as the same person. They will come back in as a baby. They will start over. So L Gigs, that might be Lori. I'm not sure. I know somebody named Lori with that name. So for those who left, if they come back after the ascension, they're coming back as a whole new baby with the wonderful starseed family. Let's see. Question. Okay, this is a wonderful question from Cindy Nichols. Were the reptilians created by the demigods, since they clearly were not created by source? Yeah. So I've talked about this in multiple videos. God doesn't create junk, and they are junk. They're trash. I always tell Michael, take out the trash. Reptilians are the trash of the universe. They were created actually in the fourth dimension, which is the lower astral, or what I call the demon realm, and they were created by Satan and Lucifer. And so they were not created by God or source. So they were created in the lower astral. They're not good. And when I say they, I'm talking the bad ones, not the good ones, the bad ones, because there are some good ones out there. So just so you all know, I'm drinking water with a pinch of Celtic sea salt, which has all of the essential minerals that you need when you drink your water. If you drink plain water, you're not absorbing the water into your body at all. You have to put a little pinch of Celtic sea salt, not processed salt, because that's the worst shit for your body. You want specifically Celtic sea salt. You also don't want Himalayan. Himalayan is made from the blood of the giants that were turned to stone. So you're eating a part of flesh or blood of a giant when you're eating Himalayan sea salt. You don't want that. All right. How do you know if you're a starseed? That's still Magnolia. I think I already answered that question. Can you tell us a little about the context of the departure of Yeshua, or is it? So the departure of Yeshua would take me an hour to talk about, and that's in my book. So if you go to my website, spiritualgrowthjourneys.com, go to the books page, scroll down. It's called Walking with Yeshua and Mary Magdalene. It's got this picture on the front of it, which was created by my friend Sarah Nash. She actually made that picture. She created that. That's not really, they don't really look like that, but they look like that to her. Like that's her adoption of it through her perception. But anyways, they look like, everybody sees them differently through their own perception. But the thing is that book is on my website, and that is his whole life, his death, what happened after his death, what happened before he was born in this life, like his previous incarnations, his whole chronological timeline, like from birth. Like I literally go through every section of his life, like every year, where he lived, what he learned, what he did, what he was doing, what part of the world he was in. It's all in that book. Stuff about the Bible, parts of the Bible that were lies that I corrected, information on John the Baptist. I mean, just on and on and on. Information on Miriam, information on the Essenes. I have a whole chapter on who the Essenes were and what they did. That's all in that book. Okay. I'm talking fast because I want to get through all this before lunchtime. Let's see, can you tell us a little about the context? Okay. Are we going to remember Earth's history after the shift? Yes, we are. You're going to remember everything. So everybody who stays here is going to know the truth about everything. So I forgot to point that out. So whether you're 4D or 5D, it doesn't matter, because everyone who, when the shift happens, we're going to get all of the knowledge restored to us of what we've been missing, all the truth. We're going to know all of it. So everyone who's staying here, you will know the truth of the whole history of this planet. Yay. Okay. Let's see. Why does Elena Denon speak about Enki as benevolent? Because he took her over a long time ago. I was actually friends with her, and then one day she stopped answering, and then before I know it, her and her buddy were attacking my friend Jenny Lee, and it was a whole war. And I talked to Yeshua about it, and he said Enki took her over. She was completely removed and replaced by, I don't even think that's her anymore. I think the original her is gone, honestly, because that's what, I don't see her there anymore. She's not there. She's gone. I think she's a clone because when I started to see her after she stopped like talking to me, I noticed that she looked suddenly 30 years younger. And I'm like, what the hell? How did she suddenly look 30 years younger? And I'm not talking plastic surgery kind of thing either. She didn't have that. She was replaced with a clone. That's what I think. All right. Now, again, this is for entertainment purposes only. This is just, I'm not saying that she is, okay? Maybe she's not. Maybe she is who she is, and she's just a mean, nasty person. I don't know. All I know is Enki is evil. He's the one who made you into a carbon-based, sickly life form that dies within 70 years. Okay, he's the one who turned us into a slave race. He's an enslaver of humans. He's evil. He's pure evil. He's also him and Enlil, his brother, are also known as Poseidon and Zeus. So Enlil is Zeus, Enki is Poseidon, and the two of them are the evil mofos of the galaxy. Nothing good or benevolent about them. Let's see. Ask your question. Somebody said George C. was saying out Brenda. He's been having health issues one after another for a month. That could just be your own health issues. That's one of those things where you need to learn to discern, or you need to muscle test, or you need to learn to use a pendulum so you can figure out, go to a naturopathic doctor that's actually going to look at the root cause. And if they do tons of medical tests on you and still come back and say, we don't know what's wrong, there's a good chance that it's ascension symptoms, but it might not be. You don't know. You need to get into a good holistic doctor. And if you tell me I can't afford to go to a holistic doctor, I totally understand. Majority of the humans on earth are broke right now. That's how the enslavement process works. They make us all broke. In that case, there's all kinds of free information online. There's tons of doctors that have video channels on YouTube that you can go watch. You can Google your symptoms and you can kind of diagnose yourself sometimes. There's a lot of that kind of stuff. Sorry, I clicked on something and I don't know what I did here. Kimberly, you should really look into the medical medium for faster healing for your back. Okay, let me tell you about the medical medium. You guys need to all use your own judgment, but I had sessions with him and he 100% misdiagnosed me every single time. I'm not in agreement with a large amount of stuff in his books. Just so you know my background, I am a health coach. I am a health expert. I started studying how to heal the body when I was 19 years old. I'm 60 now, so I have 40 years of studying Ayurveda, Chinese medicine, naturopathy, all these things. I've been studying them. I'm not an actual naturopathic doctor. I didn't go to med school, but I used to coach naturopathic doctors for a living, and they call me an encyclopedia of naturopathic medicine. And I became a health coach and also a coach to alternative physicians going into their businesses and helping them. And I know a lot about a lot of stuff. Plus, I am a medical intuitive. I did medical intuitive sessions for people for years and years and years. And I'm not in agreement with a lot of stuff he says. Use your own discernment. Okay, Kimberly, if I am possessed by sinning, living a bad life, and if mind control, whether technological or dark arts caused, is giving it to temptation. I don't understand the question. This is escape mental prison. If I am possessed by sinning, living a bad life, and if mind control, whether if you're okay, so if you're, I don't know what the question is, but I will tell you, if you're doing bad things and you're aware that you're doing bad things, you're not under mind control. Mind control means you don't know what you're doing. Okay. So like you just go to the doctor and get one of those pokes because you were mind controlled to get a poke and you have no clue that it's bad or whatever. Okay. That's mind control. If if you know you're sinning or doing bad things, and the question is, what do you call sinning? Because the Catholic Church and the Christian Church lied about all the sinning stuff. Okay. There's making bad choices. There's missing the mark. Sinning means missing the mark. So what do you mean by sinning? Are you raping? Are you murdering? Are you killing? Are you drug dealing? You know, what are you talking about? Are you doing bad things? If you're doing that stuff, you belong in jail. I don't care who you are. If you're harming other people, sinning means you're harming other people. You're not staying here no matter what. I don't care who you are. All the people who are making, and this is what Yeshua told me, anyone who makes a conscious choice to harm other people for any reason at all, any reason, I don't care if they're mind controlled. If they make a conscious choice to harm other humans, any way, shape, or form, they're out of here and they don't get a second chance. Okay. Somebody says they're possessed. If they think they're possessed, they're not possessed. They're not possessed. Okay. Because people who are possessed don't even know they are possessed. Like if you look at all the people who had to go through, what are they called that those priests do? I keep seeing the word execution. That's not the word. Or they get the demon out of you. Anyways, the people who do the demonology stuff and they take demons out of people, those people have no clue what they're even doing. And after they remove the demon, the person doesn't even remember what happened the whole time that demon was in them. So if you're sitting there, if you're sending me emails, I've had people send me emails saying, I'm possessed and I'm doing this and that. And it's like, dude, if you're conscious of that, and if you know you're doing bad things, no, you're not possessed. You're either just mentally ill and you need to go to a doctor, or you're just a bad person or something, or you have been convinced by somebody has brainwashed you that you're doing all these bad things that aren't really bad. Like the church has told you, oh, you're going to hell because you are married and you looked at another man, and because you looked at that other man, you're going to hell because you're sinning, you're doing sexual sin or something because you looked at another man. No. So I don't know what you're considering sinning, but when people send me these long messages and saying, I'm a sinner, it's like, and 99.9% of the time I find out that they're actually a really good person and they just made some stupid choices, which are 100% fine. And they're going to get to stay here because, again, what did I tell you is the parameters for staying on the earth after the ascension? You have to be kind, loving, respectful, and compassionate to yourself first and to everyone else. So I don't care what you did in your past. What are you doing now? What are you doing now and forward into the future? If from this point forward, you are kind, loving, compassionate, whatever, then you're going to stay here. So when you say sinning, I need to know what are all these so-called sins that you did? Because I've had people say, oh, I overate too much food. That was sinning. Or, oh, I smoked cigarettes. I'm sinning. Oh, I did drugs when I was 20. That's not going to prevent you from staying here. I hate to tell you, that's just called stupid human choices, which we all make. I drank too much in college. Okay. I got obliterated in college with alcohol where the room was spinning and I had to have friends drive me home. I mean, that's called making stupid human choices. Okay. I used to go to frat parties and be drinking kegs and whatever when I was like 18. All right. 18 years old. So that was just making a stupid choice. And then I was really immature and I grew up. because I went through the human. I'm a human and I'm going through the human things. I'm not perfect. I'm not a saint. I've made stupid choices just like everyone else. Okay. I've made a lot of stupid choices. All right. So Renee says she was from India too. In her past life, she was born in 1359. That's cool. Awesome. 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 Let's see. So then escape the mental prisons. And so we will pay for the outside manipulative sources that are the cause of stuff like addiction. No. Okay. So if you have an addiction in this life, they've lied to you and said you're a sinner. No, you're not a sinner and you're not a bad person. Did you purposely harm somebody else? No. You harmed your own body, but you did it because what are addictions caused by? Sometimes they're caused by mental illness. Sometimes they're caused by society. Sometimes they're caused by peer pressure. Sometimes they're caused by having a shitty life. You had a horrible life. Sometimes they're caused by people running away from their problems. It all boils down to being a human and having the human experience. Having an addiction does not make you a bad person, doesn't make you evil, and it does not make you a sinner. They've lied to you. And I just want to send all of my friends out there who've had addictions in your life, I send you so much love and so much respect for you, because you have had people lie to you your whole life, and you've had people gaslight you, and you are not broken. You are not crazy. You're not stupid. You have been abused by an enslavement system, and you weren't given from childhood on, you were not given the coping skills. Because I'm a stress management expert. My first best-selling book is a stress management book called The Real Fountain of Youth. My Peace Stress Management System, physical, emotional, chemical, and environmental stress. Stress causes addictions because children in school are not taught how to deal with stress. They teach you all the enslavement bullshit, but they don't teach you how to deal with the stress in your life. And so as a result, people get addictions. The addictions are the result of trauma. People who have been molested as children, raped, whatever, they wind up with addictions. People who just don't know how to cope with stress in their life wind up with addictions. People who have inherited a genetic ability. I have a good friend who I haven't spoke to in years because she became an alcohol and drug addict. Her mother and dad both were. Her parents were Irish. They were from Ireland. There's a lot of people who are Irish, Russians, and Finnish people all have a genetic disposition towards alcoholism. And I'm not saying all of them, okay? You can beat the system. But those 3 places in the world, it's actually Ireland, Finland, and Russia. Okay. So I'm calling out my own self and even my husband. I don't drink any alcohol right now. I drink 0. I only did it when I was young and stupid. Now I drink 0 because it upsets my stomach because my body is ascending. But my husband's Finnish. I'm Russian. And our people have a genetic predisposition. I have a lot of Irish friends who have alcohol addictions because their parents did, their grandparents did. That is a genetic thing. That doesn't make you a sinner. It doesn't make you bad. It doesn't make you evil. So from now on, what we need to do for people around us, friends, family, other light warriors who have addictions, you know what we need to do for them? We need to hug them. We need to tell them how important they are and that they're loved. We need to make them feel loved. And then we need to support them. We need to get them help for their addictions to get over it. And we need to support them through that. That's what we need to do, because this enslavement reptilian system is the cause of all the addictions on the planet. That is the overall cause. Enki and Enlil messing with the DNA, they cause the DNA related addictions. And then the stress related addictions are all from being in the false matrix. That is what causes those. So what do we need to do for our fellow humans that have addictions? Love them, support them, try to get them help, be there for them, be a friend to them. That's what they need. They don't need judgment. They don't need ridicule. They don't need gaslighting. Those are horrible ways to treat people with addictions. People with addictions need to be loved, and they need to be brought somewhere where they can get treatment and help. Okay. And that is what I have to say. And I have people in my family who have had addictions, actually not my blood family, but my family by marriage, and also family, by marriage. Like my aunt had a husband, an ex-husband. My aunt passed away from the pokey recently. She had a husband who was an alcoholic. And so he had to go to rehab, and he had people supporting him. Anyways, all right, let's move on. But all I can say is I'm sending love to everybody out there who has an addiction, because you need a lot of love and a lot of support. So, okay. Oh, my team is telling me, my family here, they're telling me one other thing that causes addiction, and that's demons and entities. Entities can cause people to have addictions. And that's where you bring in the angels, and you go to like a church or somewhere and you have them do an exorcism. That's the term I was looking for. So if you think that you have demons affecting you, if you think they're outside of you, you need to ask Archangel Michael to place protection around you, call in your guides, call in your angels, call in God, and ask him to keep all entities away from you that may be causing you to have addictions. So, all right. Let's see. Okay, somebody asked if JE is still alive or off the planet. JE is the one with the island. Yeah, he's still alive. He's in Israel right now. He's wearing a beard. He's got 2 secret people have taken photos of him and posted it online. He had a stand-in. They actually switched him out. They did a switcheroony when the camera was turned off. They had the camera turned off. They did a switch out. They put another guy in there. And I think it's a clone. He has tons of clones of him because he's been doing genetic shit. In fact, one of the genetic things he's been doing is he had a wish to put some of his DNA into every person on the planet, because he was a megalomaniac, total narcissistic psychopath. But yeah, he's still alive, and the MOSAD is protecting him over in ISRAEL. So that's where he is. And yes, he's alive. And he was not being kept alive by the good guys. He was gotten out of there and kept alive by the bad guys. So yeah, wonderful, huh? Will everyone be healed after the flash? Yes, because after the flash, the people going to 5D will definitely be completely healed. And then the other people will also be healed, but they will be healed either by the people who are now 5D, or they will be healed by all of the cool, like med beds and tech that we're going to get. So, okay. People would become suspicious if 2 Mr. T's go live in different channels at the same time. I want to see that. Bring it. Cities are full of NPCs. Yes. All of the city. Rosebud Adkins. Aho, sister. Cities are full of NPCs, the big ones. Yes, they are loaded. In fact, I would say 85% of the population in the big cities are NPCs. Now, when you live out in the country, at least where I live out in the middle of the boonies, what do I notice out here? I would say little to no NPCs out in the country. We have hardworking farmers and stuff out here, and they go to church every Sunday, and very, very Christian, conservative place I live in. Huge Mr. T supporter place. But yeah, we don't have NPCs where I live out in the countryside. There might be 1 or 2 floating around here that I don't know about, but where I see hundreds of them, just hundreds of them, as I go into the city, and they're all around me. I can sense them. Their eyes are just like blank. There's no soul. There's just nothing, no soul. So an NPC is a non-player character. They're like a backdrop person that is part of the matrix, and they literally don't have a soul. They have a consciousness running the body, but they don't have a soul. Okay, let's see. Is it okay to keep asking Archangel Michael? Oh, that was somebody else, for protection anytime. What can I? Yeah, so it just matter. Yes, you can ask Archangel Michael for protection every day of your life. It's still going to work, and he's not going to get mad. Just say thank you to him. Just be grateful. Say thank you for protecting me. Escape mental prison. Why are they showing us fake body doubles of bad guys? Is their real life self true form already? And I don't know all the reason why they're doing body doubles. There's a lot of bad guys involved with that, but there's also the white hats are involved with that too, doing that kind of stuff. And I don't know all their reasoning. I really don't. I just don't even, my mind doesn't want to go there. It's like, to me, that's all a distraction from working on my ascension. So I don't really want to focus on all that negative crap. Let's see, my backyard fence opened on the left side. A few weeks later, it now opens on the right side. Yeah, that's a timeline shift. I love it. So the backyard fence in one timeline, it opened on one side, and now in the new timeline, it opens on the, yeah, I've had those things happen. They're so crazy. Oh my God. That is a timeline shift. I love it. Okay. I made a crochet hat for my grandson, put it in an envelope, and it totally disappeared. Hasn't shown up. Yep, another timeline shift. So when you take things, you put them somewhere, and then boop, they're gone, and nobody in your family touched it. Yeah, that's more timeline shifts. Sorry. Question. I ever heard someone say not to go to the light at passing. The light is to mislead the soul. Is that true? So what you need to do, that's not necessarily true. And it was true before. So remember what we said, the false matrix soul trap was taken down in 2012. Up until 2012, that was 100% true. 100% true. Not anymore, but it might be for some people. The best way that you can fix that problem is when you pass and you know, oh, look, I'm dead. I can see my body there or whatever. You say that you wish to return to your highest, what do you want to say? Highest possible timeline, highest possible dimension for your highest good. Basically, that's it. So you just have that intention that you're going to go to the place that is the highest and best for your soul, the highest and best. Because then if you are recycled or you're sent here or there, and that's not good, that's bad, it's negative, you won't go there. If you literally set your intention when you're out of body that I am only going to go to the place that is for my highest good and best interest for my soul. Okay. Because then you're going to go, or you can say, I want to return to the love that is I am. Is that going to be some weird dimension or place? No, you're going to go to I am. So it's up to you how you want to say it. I'm not concerned about that because I have such a close relationship with my spiritual guidance team that I know they're going to be there for me, escorting me to wherever I need to go. So you need to tell your spiritual guidance team, you need to set it up because they need your permission. Right now, while you're still alive, tell your guides and your angels that if and when you are unalived and you leave, it's time to leave, that they escort you to the place that is known as heaven, that is for your highest and best good. And it's that simple. Okay, because you have free will, so they're not going to help you with that unless you ask them. So you need to instruct them. You say, hey, guys and angels, if I bite it, take me to the place that in the higher dimensions, that is known as heaven, that is for my highest good and best for my soul. All right, so that's what you say. All right, and you do it now. Set that up with them now so that if you do, God forbid, bite it any time in the next 100 years, whatever. We're supposed to live up to 1,500 years once the shift happens. And not everybody will live that long. I was told I'm going to be here another 330 more years, something like that. So not everybody will go 1,500. But when the time comes that you go, tell your team that you want them to take you to the right place. Okay. Very simple. All right. Will Atlantis return in some form? Kind of no. So what's going to happen is it's supposed to show itself again in the future. It's going in the near future. It's supposed to, there's going to be earth changes that we'll be able to see the remnants of it, but we're going to create a new Atlantis on earth. So it's not going to be that Atlantis is returning. That was a whole civilization. That would be saying the ancient Rome is going to return, or the ancient Greece are going to return. It was a period. Atlantis wasn't just a location. It was a whole period of time in history. And it was stationed where the Atlantic Ocean is. It went from, I would say, like the Caribbean all the way up over to where Greece and Turkey and all that area is. It spanned a huge area on the earth. And then Lemuria, which existed at the same time, was in the Pacific Ocean. So Lemuria was like the Pacific coast of the United States all the way down to Australia and New Zealand, in those areas. That was Lemuria. So it was like two different sections of Earth, or what we call the Earth. It's really in a dome on a bigger thing that surrounded by the ice wall. But anyways, Atlantis, it's going to be new Atlantis. So we're going to have all the technologies we had all these cool technologies in Atlantis, and we were using crystals, and everything was made out of crystals. It'll be similar to that again, except we're not going to get demiurged again. We're not going to get downtrodden by satanic beings that bring, like the fallen angels and all those guys that came to Earth, the fallen angels, the bad ETs, all of them, Anunnaki. We're not going to have that again. So it's going to be a new version, a new and improved version of Atlantis. So, okay. Question: what will become of the clones? What do you mean? What will become of them? At some point, well, when the event happens, they'll all be destroyed. That won't be a thing in the future. There's not going to be clones in the future. Once the event happens, that's all part of the deep state and the industrial military complex. They're the ones with the Greys. The Greys are the ones that the Draco gave them the technologies to create the clones in the first place. So once we get rid of all those bad guys and we get rid of the 3D completely, that stuff won't exist anymore. It'll be gone. So, such awesome questions answered. So thank you, Kimberly, very much appreciated. Somebody said, sorry, I have a friend named Kim, so I accidentally said Kim. It's okay. If you accidentally call me Kim, that's okay. I just don't like it. We're standing. This is so great. Wow. Yeah, I'm grateful. Some people saying this is great. You are live. I'm grateful. I'm here to be with you all. I'm grateful you're all here too. It is so lonely, Rosebud. Yes, it is. That's why I said go to a meetup group. Go find your people. Trust me, you have people. They're there. They're in every state and every country, even France, even Czechoslovakia, wherever you are in the world, Egypt, wherever you are, there are groups of light warriors. You just need to go join spiritual groups, and then you won't feel so lonely anymore. If one thinks or feels something is off with another, you need to follow. Yes. So if you feel something's off with somebody, that is your intuition, and you need to run like hell. If you feel something is off with them, something's dark, something's wrong. The other thing is Satan will tell you 99 truths to get in one lie. What does that mean? You listen to somebody's videos all the time, and 1 minute they're love and light, and then they say a bunch of stuff that if you did it, it would harm you. Like Sadhguru telling everybody to go get the hokey pokey. Yeah, he's bad. And he is part of the World Economic Forum. He goes to their meetings all the time. He's buddies with Klaus Schwab. Sadhguru was pushing the Poock. But then he gives all these love and light videos, right? He does all these love and light videos, and then with the other side of his face, he's saying, go get the Poock. So that's how you know they're bad. So it's like love and light. And then over here, they're telling you to go do something that is going to kill you or harm you. Let's see. The orbs of light circling in the skies, those are the ETs. Those are the good ones, actually. The orbs are good. Orbs are always good. They're usually spirit. Sometimes they're elementals. One time I was staying out on a lake in the middle of the fort in a national park. We were out on this lake, and there was a green orb flying all around the lake, and it actually chased me. It was an elemental. It was actually... I actually have some orbs in the room here. Those are spirits. Those are good ones. So when it's an orb, they can be your family, they can be loved ones that have passed, they can be guides, they can be ETs, they can be angels. They'll come in and appear as an orb of light. If it's an orb of darkness, then that's probably bad. But usually when it's an orb of light, it's good, not bad. So, let's see. Trying to see. Are we born in original sin? No, that's a lie. Nobody's born in sin. Every baby that is born is innocent, which is why the dark ones are doing bad things to all those babies, because they're innocent. Do you think the dark ones would do stuff to children if they were sinners? No. They only do it because they take advantage of innocence. And that the biggest lie that the Christian church made up is that you're a born sinner, and that's all part. I talk about that in my book. I talked about that in multiple videos. Actually, if you go to my YouTube channel, there's one in there about sin. Are you a sinner? No, you're not a sinner. Sinning means missing the mark, and it just could be just you're making bad choices in life. It doesn't make you evil. You're not going to hell. And hell no, you're not born a sinner. You don't start making the hurtful choices until you're old enough to know better. Okay. All the children and babies are innocent until their brain is molded by the school system, which is run by the cabal, to be the way they are. Let's see. Loretta, is it Loretta Walsh? Hypnotherapy. Awesome. Hypnotherapy is great for addictions, by the way. Anybody who has an addiction, go see a hypnotherapist. I had a phobia years ago, and my hypnotherapist saved my life. I've had 2 hypnotherapists save my ass. I had one that helped me with panic attacks, and I had one hypnotherapist help me with a phobia of swimming in the water. So hypnotherapists are wonderful, 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 wonderful. Just make sure you get a reputable one. And if you're a female, don't go to a male hypnotherapist. When you're under hypnotherapy, you don't know what they're going to do to you. If I'm a female, I'm going to go to a female hypnotherapist. And this is just for women, the advice for women. Okay. If you feel, if the hypnotherapist is a dude and you feel safe being there, or maybe your husband is present or your boyfriend or somebody's present there to make sure they don't do hanky panky. One time I went to a male hypnotherapist who turned out to be a pervert. And luckily for him, I wasn't under hypnotherapy. So when he tried something, I knew what he was up to. All right. Let's see. So she wants to know, how can I best help family with the energies coming in, and also clients that I see who are struggling with energies? So the best thing you can do with them is they need to do lots of self-care. They need to focus on positive thinking, because negative thoughts are going to create negative energy and negative effects on the body. So they need to focus on positive. They need to do lots of self-care, drink lots of water with little pinches of sea salt, be eating a really healthy diet right now to keep their vibe high. The best thing you can do with the energies coming up is keeping your vibration high. That means self-care, 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 good diet, taking care of yourself, not using drugs and smoking and chemicals and alcohol and things like that. Once in a while, if you have to do it, I would prefer you don't do it at all. If you're somebody who has a smoking addiction, I really recommend you get off of that, because that stuff is lowering your frequency, not good for you. Because the cigarettes are not made the way they were 300 years ago. They put all kinds of poisonous shit in there that the big pharma or whoever puts in there. So yeah, the best way that you can help people struggling with the energies is giving them lots of love, giving them support, teaching them how to raise their vibration, meditation, prayer, getting out in nature, connecting with the forest, the trees, the grass, the ground, even the rocks. Go sit your ass on a rock even. Or using crystals, using stones, all that kind of thing. If they're not into that, just get them out walking in the nature, walking by a river, whatever. Water is so healing. So if you can get out and bathe yourself in the ocean, taking saltwater baths is going to be really helpful with the energies coming in. Doing saltwater baths with the sea salt. I use the sea salt from south of France. That's the best. Let's see. Was JE one of the many with an island place for that dark part? Yes. So he isn't the only one with an island. Richard Branson has one. the last president guy, he had one. There's tons of people who have these islands all over. There's even islands over off the coast of Europe and off the coast of Greece and off the coast of, even Tom Hanks supposedly has an island, I think off the coast of Greece or somewhere. He's got a private island. There's a lot of these people who have islands that are using them for very bad things. Let's see. Can you talk about Yeshua telling you that we are in a bubble? Can you explain? Okay, so basically what he told me is that, and how I actually originally found this out wasn't from him. It was from my mom and dad who passed over 20 plus years ago. They came in and they wanted to talk to me. And I asked them, what was the most prolific or mind-blowing thing you learned after you passed over? And they said that the earth was 5 times bigger than what they're telling us. And they said, the flat earth thing is a lie. I already knew that because I astral out of here all the time and I look at it and it looks round. And depending on what dimension you're in, it's going to look different. So if you're in first or second dimension, it'll look flat. If you're in third dimension, it's going to always be round. If you're in fourth and higher, it can look toroid, like a toroid, toroidal or whatever they call it. So it's depending on what dimension you're in that the earth's going to look. But when I'm astraling out in the 3D, it's a big round ball, but it's 5 times bigger than what they tell us. So what does that mean? Let's see if I can get something. So I showed this in my last video. So pretend this is the earth. Pretend that the real earth is this whole thing. But what they tell us is the earth is just one of these little round circles in here, just one of them. So basically we're in a circle that's on a big globe. There's this big globe. We're in one little part of that globe. And that is what they're calling all of these, like Africa and all the continents. And it's surrounded by an ice wall, completely surrounded by an ice wall and a bubble over the top that's called the firmament. It's like a dome. So it's got a dome over the top and it's surrounded by the ice. And then that is located on a much bigger planet, and there's all kinds of continents outside of there with all kinds of beings, and they do not interact with us because we are evil. Humans do war, we kill. Look at what we're doing to the children. Humans have allowed all of our children and babies to be sacrificed and eaten for thousands of years, and other humans. We do war on each other, we rape, we kill, we do drug dealings, we do all these horrible things. We treat each other horrible. So the other beings that live outside of this experiment, this prison that we're in a prison, they don't want to have anything to do with us because they're actually civil and they don't kill each other and hunt each other and murder each other and rape each other. They don't do that outside of here. So they don't want to have anything to do with us. So that's sad, but which is why we have to have this event that we're having when we have the planetary, the purification. The whole planet will get clean, but the place that needs it most of all is the place under the dome. And what I was told is after the purification event, that dome will be removed completely. It'll be gone. The ice wall will be gone, and we will be reunited with all the other beings that are all over the planet. So you'll get to meet them. You'll get to go travel into Agartha in the center of the earth and meet those beings as well. Once the event happens, we'll be able to go anywhere we want to go on the planet. And my whole crown chakra is like buzzing. Okay. Let's see. Is there a reason bees are attracted to you? Yes, because you have beautiful energy. Because they're attracted to me too, but they like your energy. Yeshua is Hebraish or Jesus. M. Bruzy, you must be speaking German or something like that, because it says Yeshua is Hebraish for Jesus. So either you're speaking Scandinavian or German or something. Yeshua is Hebrew and Aramaic for Jesus. Yeah, but his name never was Jesus. That's not how it works. His name always was Yeshua. The name Jesus was made up in the 1800s by the Rothschilds, because it means Hail Zeus and it also means Lucifer. And they made that name up and put it in all the Bibles and changed all the Bibles with the Scofield Bible. So, all right. The name Jesus, Rosebud said, I'm confused. I thought we only pray to Father, Mother, God. Yeah, you should only pray to Father, Mother, God. You shouldn't pray to anybody else. You should be only praying to God. That's it. And Yeshua is the Hebrew Aramaic name for the character that they called Jesus. Okay. They made up all kinds of lies. Rosebud, you need to get my book, Walking with Yeshua and Mary Magdalene, so you understand all the lies that they've been telling you since you were born. Let's see. Another. Is Ash Wednesday a satanic ritual? Yes, it is. Very satanic. They are actually obstructing your third eye. They're putting a curse upon it. The other thing is I have heard, and again, for entertainment purposes only, I have heard that those ashes are made out of the little ones that they have sacrificed. Let's see. Question. Can you clarify ancestral bloodline in the higher dimension versus earthly ancestral? That's hard to say. So you have an ancestral bloodline when you're in a physical body in 3D Earth. You don't really have a bloodline when you're in a higher dimension because you don't have blood. When you're in your light body, you're in your soul, like you're just a soul floating around the universe. You have to be in a physical body on a planet to have an ancestral bloodline. Your soul was, all the souls were created by God in heaven. They're all created in the seventh dimension by heaven, except for the ones that we said, the reptilians. But you don't have an ancestral bloodline. Your ancestral bloodline as a soul, having a human avatar experience, is God. God is your ancestry is God. Okay. There is no bloodline. All right. Oh God, back's really starting to, I'm going to have to quit in a few minutes here because my back's really bothering me and I need to eat. Yeah. Can you clarify ancestral bloodline versus, yeah. So I think I answered that the best I can. There is no ancestral bloodline unless you're in a physical avatar body, and then you have your own ancestral bloodline, which that's the information that you'll never hear me share here on YouTube or anywhere on social media or with anyone. In fact, there's only maybe a couple of my friends who know my ancestral bloodline. And I'm not going to share that for a list of reasons. Let's see. And you guys shouldn't be sharing yours either, by the way. Because what happens is people who talk about their ancestry, that is how the dark ones can do stuff to you, is once they know your ancestral bloodline. Let's see. Trying to see what I'm missing here. I had some person being all freaking out that I was skipping around questions when I'm not purposely skipping around questions. That really pisses me off. Sorry. It's like it thinks I'm purposely skipping questions. It's like, no, I'm not. I'm trying to see them as best as I can. I don't have a moderator. I'm doing the best I can. I'm reading through everything I can see here. It's just kind of overwhelming for me because there's so many and I'm not used to doing this. When the first wave of ascension happens and people disappear, won't that cause a massive... No, it's not going to cause a massive disruption when everybody disappears, because you're going to be really glad that they're gone. Because the people who are disappearing are going to be really nasty people who you don't want here. So no, there won't be a disruption. Everything's going to be fine. We have God and all the angels and all of the ascended masters helping. We also have all the extraterrestrials that are going to be helping us. They're going to be here on the earth helping us. Everything's going to be fine. No fear, people. Stop having fear. Somebody said, please do not pray to angels. Nobody's praying to angels. Okay, let's talk about this whole praying to angels. And this person's obviously a Bible thumper, because pray to Jesus. No, you don't want to pray to Jesus. Jesus means Lucifer and Hail Zeus. Every time you're saying Jesus, you're saying Hail Zeus and Lucifer. So no, you don't want to pray to Jesus. You pray to God, the creator. We all pray to God. Every human, Yeshua came here to teach everyone on earth to have a personal relationship with God. You're not supposed to pray to idols. You're not supposed to pray to you're not praying to the angels. You're asking angels for help. You're not praying to them. You don't pray to the angels. You don't even pray to Jesus. You can pray to God in Yeshua's name, which is what he taught us. He said, you can pray to the Father and ask for it in my name. That's what he said. All right. You can say, in the name of Yeshua, amen, or and so it is. But you are always praying to the creator, to source. You don't pray to angels. You can ask your guardian angels to help you. You can give them instructions. You can ask Michael to help you, but no, you are not praying to them. And again, get rid of the J word out of your vocabulary. It's an evil word created by the Rothschilds. Get it into your head. Okay, you've been brainwashed since you were a child by churches that were created by these evil cabal. They all created the churches. All right, there wasn't supposed to be religions on this earth. Every human on earth was supposed to have a personal relationship with Source, with their own Holy Spirit, and have unity consciousness. Religions were created to divide and conquer and separate us, make us fight. I hate you because you're a Jew. I hate you because you're a Catholic. I hate you because you're a Protestant. You know, I mean, we've had Christians fighting and killing each other throughout history. All the different Christians. Ooh, you're not a born again Christian, therefore I'll smite you dead. Oh, you don't go to my church. I lived in a neighborhood where the neighbors wouldn't let my kids play with them. I was a Christian, but we didn't go to their specific church. So my children weren't allowed to play with them. That's evil. That's pure evil. Children are innocent. You're not going to let children play together because their parents go to 2 different churches, but they're all Christian. That's like the most brain retarded. That's like actually retarded thinking. Like their brain is like mentally like crazy pants. All right. You don't do that to children. That's disgusting. And no, you don't pray to angels. You don't pray to anything except for God. All right. Ear ringing can be ascension. Somebody asked about ear ringing. Ear ringing can be ascension or it can be tinnitus. It's hard to know. That's one of those things where you need to muscle test and ask yourself, is my ear ringing from ascension or is my ear ringing from tinnitus? Is that an orb above your head or is it something on the ceiling? It was an, well, there's a big round thing on the ceiling and that's a light. But if you see other things other than the white light that's over the one side of my head, then those are orbs. I've had quite a few flying around me. Trying to find any other questions. Is there other planets that have many domes? I'm sure that there's other planets that have domes on them. This isn't the only one. I definitely think so. Aspiring alchemist, take care, beautiful sister Kimberly. Thank you for today. Love you. Love you too. Thank you. Well, I hope this was good. I hope this was helpful for all of you. I'm actually, somebody said, who are the lost souls of Tara? Well, Tara is actually the name of the soul of Gaia. Well, we call it Gaia, but that's a name that was made up. I don't know who made up the Gaia name. I think it's in certain languages. They call Earth Gaia, certain specific languages, but the soul of this earth is called Tara. Mother Tara, that is actually the soul of the earth. I don't know who the lost souls of Tara are. Tara herself is the soul of the planet. Amen Ra. Amen Ra. That's a sun god that they worshipped. Amen Ra. They worshipped him in, what is that? Ancient Egypt. Let's see. Some person, Susie Hart, says Jesus, Yeshua, broke into this fallen system as God. Yes, man, he is God and he saved us. No, he didn't save us. You need to read my book and you're brainwashed. Sorry, you were wrong. I was there with him 2,000 years ago. He didn't come here to save you. Sorry, he came here as your ascension teacher to teach you how to ascend and how to have a personal relationship with God. And he wasn't God. He told us we are all gods. He said, it's right in the Bible, ye are like gods. You will do greater things than I. He said it over and over again that he was not God and he never wanted to be worshiped as God. You are God. We are all, if you read my book, Ascension 101, you are all little aspects of God. You are all little chunks of God. You may not want to be on my channel if you're going to continue with this kind of belief system that he's God and he's saving you. You need to save yourself. We all came here to save ourselves. Nobody's coming to save you. Sorry. And your church lied to you. They've been lying to you for a long time. This is probably not the right channel for you to be on. So see ya. Bye-bye. Wishing you love and light. Anyways, I'm not putting up with Bible thumpers who are brainwashed and mind controlled. I'm here for awake starseeds. I'm not here for the mind controlled radical Christian hater people who judge everyone and are total hypocrites, constantly judging everything and think somebody else is coming to save them. I'm not here for them. Okay, I've got to go eat lunch. My blood sugar has officially gone. So I'm starting to get like the shakies and all that kind of thing. I haven't eaten in several hours. And yeah, my physical body is saying enough. So thank you all. I love you. Thank you for being here with me. I am grateful to be of service to all of you. And you know, I'm just, I get just like, it really pushes my buttons because I was there 2,000 years ago. I know the truth. I lived it. I experienced it. And he's my family member. He's actually my brother-in-law. So it's like, how dare you come on here and tell me about my own family member? It's like, that would be like me showing up at your house and telling you all about your mom or your husband or your sister when I know nothing about you. Don't show up in my house telling me about my family. Okay. I will tell you about my family. You don't come and tell me that my family's here to save you. No, my family's not here to save you. Go out and get your lazy ass out there and save yourself. So anyways, sorry about that, but that just, and I'm hangry right now. Just, you know, when I get really hungry and low blood sugar, I get angry. So then I might like strike out like a cat. I resonate really strong with kitties. I was a Lyran in some of my incarnations. I'm a very cat person. I love my kitty. Anyways, I'll see you all next time. Thank you so much. Hopefully this will be up. You can watch it again later. And just, I am so grateful for all of you being here on this crazy roller coaster ride with me. And I'll see you all next time.